settings for the stream, and we have started the transmission, so that should be everything. Hello everybody, should be all online, everything should be all sweet. Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. I do apologize if the lighting does look a bit bad and like a bit laggy. Essentially the ring light that I have has absolutely gone into absolute tatters. So yeah, I actually probably should put the muting of the audio there, so we just make sure that nothing's okay. But yeah, there we go. It's yeah, we are live now, so just trying to get the stream and that set up. So I guess while you're at it, as people start filing in to join, obviously we have a poll that you can vote on who takes out the opening match of the pre-season challenge. And yeah, we could be pretty much at this point. We'll go through the team list before, but yeah, if you want to see if you think the Sharks win or do you think the Warriors will win, just pop it in there. I'm just trying to get the old actual game up so we have something to commentate about. But it's very exciting. Obviously, the first match of the preseason for 2025. It is brilliant. Also, if you do see at the top part of the screen, you will see a couple of codes. Those are, of course, the for my Supercoach and NRL Fantasy Leagues. So if you would like to join them, you just put those in there, and you'll be able to join. Both of them are basically, you just need those, and once you're in, you're in. So what more could you essentially want? But yeah, obviously tonight's match, the opening match of the preseason challenge, it is the Cronulla Sharks against the New Zealand Warriors. Both teams going to be a part of NRL Vegas this year. It's going to be very interesting to talk about, specifically, of course, when you're getting into the context of people who do actually will be potentially invited and all that. But yeah, obviously both these two teams and the Raiders and the Panthers playing early in their preseason challenge to get warmed up for heading over to America for their matches. So, match is set to start in 28 minutes at 7:30 from Shark Park. We'll go through the team list and but yeah, so we're just getting it up. The stream is now up and going. I'm going to put it on a little bit of a thing. So yeah, it looks like, so I'm looking up and it looks like I'm still looking at the screen somewhat. That's essentially what you do want. Just trying to see if in terms of the link up of the chat working, as the New Zealand Warriors have come out onto Shark Park to start their warm-ups. Obviously, one of the big things is who potentially could be the captain for the New Zealand Warriors heading into 2025. One of the discussion points is the captain being selected for this match is Mitch Barnett. That would be very interesting to see how that would go, of Mitch Barnett being their captain. But yeah, it's pretty safe to say in terms of this matchup, what you will see through the lineups is that the Warriors are not playing around. And actually, whilst we're here, let's go into them. Obviously, a big extended squads with the amount of reserves. So without further ado, let's get it started. Obviously, the Sharks up against the Warriors. And we'll go through and start off with the backs, just to make sure everything's lining up. Yes, it does. So starting off in the fullbacks, you've got William Kennedy and Charles Nicole Clockstead. Those are the fullbacks for both teams. Those are pretty good. Going into the rest of the backs, you've got the wingers of Sione Katoa and Samuel Street for the Cronulla Sharks, Dallin Martinez-Lesniak and Edward Kosi for the Warriors. And the centres are joined by Maureen Hiroti and Kyle Iro for the Cronulla Sharks, and Ali Leotawa and Adam Pompey for the Warriors. Playmakers for this match, you've got for Cronulla, Daniel Atkinson and Nawai Peru, and for the Warriors, you've got what I do believe would be the starting playmakers for the Warriors, unless otherwise, Tamai Martin and Luke Metcalf. Now we go into the forwards, and this is where it starts to get a little interesting. Braden Hamilton-Wenele, Jaden Burrell, and Thomas Hazelton as the prop hooker prop. Obviously, a lot of discussions around Hazelton about where he will stay for the Sharks. because there is a possibility he's been linked at with the Knights, and most recently he's been linked to actually playing for the Dolphins, I believe, is the most recent news. But now we go into the Warriors prop hooker prop rolls. James Fisher-Harris gets his first run as a Wars player, joined by hooker Wade Egan, and captain for this match, and potentially captain for the Warriors in 2025 following the quite sudden retirement of Tohu Harris. Mitch Barnett. That's please select that. Now we go into the second row on the lock. You got CSC Vitalakai and Billy Burns playing in the second row for Cronulla, Jacob Labin and Kurt Capewell for the Wars. And at lock, you got Oregon Kafusi for Cronulla and Aaron Clark for the Warriors. Going into the interchange, and I'm pretty certain with interchange of reserves, everyone can basically come on and whatever. So you got Heba Peru, Tuku Hauatapua, Lachlan Crouch, and Blake Hosking as the four first players on the bench for Cronulla. You got Dimitri Varmaga, Haratini Okore, Moala Grant Talfa, and Sio Kali for the New Zealand Warriors. And a quick run through of the Sharks and Warriors reserves. You've got Chris Villier, Kyle Pickering, Michael Gabriel, Brad Fernley, Taj Ford, Riley Pollard, Eli Clark, Christian Dixon, Felix Fartilli, and Samuel McCulloch. And then you were just going to go right back up there for the Warriors. You got Luke Hanson, Jet Cleary. Don't know if... Is that Nathan's younger brother? I'm not 100% sure. Someone could probably correct me on that. Tan Tuapiki, Damon Atumawani, Bunty Afoa, Eddie Iramia Tava, Samuel Healy, Dylan Lorca, Tanner Stower Smith, Freddie Lussick, and they've got one more player on the reserves in Motu Pisaka. Sorry, I'll try again. Motu Pisakala. So there we go. That is the squad list for tonight's match. I'm just going to do a little quick refresh just to make sure that there hasn't been any changes to the lineups, and just seeing if everything is pretty much staying the same. And Maradani. Okay, there we go. There is one change. Maradani Okore has now moved into starting for the match, as Jacob Labin has been moved now to the bench. So there we go. You get the hottest updates when it comes to content. So there you go. So yeah. So again, apologies. So pretty much what is happening is this is my my old ring light, and obviously not working in the best. It will be replaced at some point throughout the probably in the next week or so it could actually make the camera not look like absolute piss. So okay, we're gonna go and check through the poll, and it's 10 votes now currently in for this matchup, and you've got 9 votes for the Warriors and 1 for the Sharks. But yeah, definitely gotta say the this lineup for the Warriors, yeah, they mean business. But I feel like it kind of is understandable of why the Warriors are lining up with a team like this. I mean, you just gotta... Yes, Wars first grade versus Sharks development squad. Wars easy preseason win. That is true. One thing I'm interesting is with the Sharks, Adam Fanua Blake not playing. Obviously, a player who has transferred from the Warriors to the Cronulla Sharks. It's probably see him next week and see what happens. Kevin Walters is a pundit. That's very nice for him, getting a job after being ousted last season by the Broncos. So probably going to see him on like NRL 360 or something. To be fair, Walters and like Tallis, that's just a scary duo. That's not out of respect to. Yeah, that's it must be. But yeah, it's just it's exciting to see how this season will go, and there's going to be obviously in terms of like Cronulla, they did make the top 4 last year. But they still, in an interesting way, they still didn't do a lot of convincing, because there was some games they weren't playing the absolute greatest football. But they ended up getting over their finals losing hump. They beat the Cowboys in the semi-finals, but then would lose to Penrith in the elimination final. The Warriors kind of had a bit of an off year. It was a little bit, wasn't to say chaotic, but it was just... They kind of, I would say it's a little bit of a hungover from the 2023 season, but they're definitely meaning business coming into 2025 as they try to increase and potentially push for the finals. I'm an Eels supporter, but I love the game in general and like watching all the games and Supercoach ready. Yeah, for those who don't know, in terms of the Supercoach and NRL Fantasy up there is... I have experiments running with those, which is what the leagues are. So my Supercoach team is AI selected. essentially I get into ChatGPT and it tells me what players I should pick, and I pick those players. So that's what's going on with Supercoach. NRL Fantasy, it is an entire Knights team. So, yeah, that's going to be a pretty interesting year to see how they both go for fantasy this year. I mean, I usually suck at fantasy anyway, so at least with me doing a challenge where I only have players from one team, I have an excuse for sucking. So, yeah. It's obviously what we want in terms of the type of thing. So, still looking at the poll, 12 votes now in, 92% still in favour of the Warriors taking the win. I think it's probably, is it 2-10? I think it might be 2-10 actually. So, yeah, definitely interested to see how certain players go, especially with like Hazelton for Cronulla because of the amount of chatter around him potentially leaving. Yeah, I'm so excited for this season. Really good matchups with every team, having a good mix. Wilds will win. I smoked them last year. Yeah, definitely. I feel like, yeah, this is, but the weird thing is, though, is, like, if you go well in the, NRL, preseason challenge, there's a bit of a history where it doesn't go well for you in the regular season because the two teams that have won it in the last one, the two teams that won the previous iterations of it, incoming first, did not make the finals. Manly won in 2023, they didn't make the finals, and Brisbane won it last year, and they didn't make the finals. So, do you really want to go well in this? That's kind of the rhetoric, but it's obviously when it comes to like NRL and stuff like that, we all like making these storylines. You know, it's like last year with the Dogs of War about 2004, the Bulldogs won. Made the grand final. 2014, the one that made the grand final and lost. 2024, they were going to make the grand final, but then Manly didn't get that script, unfortunately. So yeah, it's very, very interesting to see what kind of storylines will be brought up this year. Obviously, in terms of other things that have been brought up in like news for rugby league, NRL All-Star sides have come through, and I got to say that Maori All-Star team looks scary. Genuinely looks quite scary. You got I think as a Knights fan, you have like three of them in there. You got Leo Thompson, Dane Gagai, and Kalen Ponga, and then you've also got who else was there? You've got and for the Knights in the Indigenous side, you got Dylan Lucas. But yeah, that Maori All-Star team looks quite dangerous going into that pre-season challenge. Just trying to think of any other teams. I mean, there's old Dylan Brown stuff about which club he's going to go to. Like, the Knights are apparently going to approach him with $1 million a year for 6 seasons, which would be a bit mental. I mean, it could possibly happen. Don't know how I'd feel about it, because it is a lot of money. But we should have enough, because I think like the Knights have half their team on the on their cap. So, yeah. I don't go by the track record, especially Penrith going 4 in a row. Everything's just speculation. Yeah, definitely, Tane. That's honestly pretty true. Yeah, it's like, Penrith going to come... Are Penrith going to... I mean, they're probably going to. They're probably going to win it again. It'd be pretty scary if they do end up going 5 in a row, because then that's just... We are in the dark... We're in the dark ages, essentially. And also, just as a quick disclaimer, I'm going to probably do this a couple of times before the match starts. The match won't be shown here, so you're just going to be looking at this buggy... terrible camera quality face. So basically it's just you're watching me talk about the game, which is a really, really bit weird. So you got Jake Duke and Cooper Cronk talking to Craig Fitzgibbon, the current Cronulla coach. It's going to be... It's interesting. It's hard to pin Cronulla, because obviously last year they had a bit of a... It's like... There's like the most... It was like the worst top 4 team I've seen. Quertube, I really like that username. Easts missed out of finals for the first time in 9 years. Yeah, I don't. I think so. To be fair, I feel like this is definitely a rebuild season for the Roosters, which they did take one back. I think the last time they missed the finals in 2016, and that ended up going really well for them, because it was like 2 years later they won back-to-back premierships. So. Not the worst thing, but I do think Mark Nwangani-Tawasi is going to go really well for him this year, and I reckon he's going to get Rookie of the Year. That's one of my bold predictions. I reckon he's going to go well, be a bit of a showcase, but I do think the Roosters will just miss out, because I also think this season's going to be the tightest finals race we've ever seen. Can't say we've been in the dark ages for a while now. That is very, very true. It's pretty much what we're experiencing is what England had for a few years ago when St Helens won 4 in a row, and it's just the evil empire. But now it's Wigan currently doing that because they've won the last 2 times. And St Helens still been all right, but not exactly on the same pace as their Easter rivals. Yeah, CSC with Talakai playing in the second row. Obviously, applying most of his trades in the centres. Could be an interesting way to see him go. Actually, I think that's going to be... I'm just going to try something quickly. If you give me a little bit of a transition. No, that's not what I want to do. I wanted to bring up the broadcast mode. Do you bet on NRL? Also keen to see James Fisher's first hit out in New Zealand colours. Definitely. Farah, I do bet on the NRL. I haven't bet on it recently, in genuine honesty. It's been a while, but that's also something we could do in this pre-stream, as we've got 15 minutes away from the kickoff of the first hit-up, is try to form a little bit of a bet. I mean, I do think the Warriors will win this match. Go for, say, like Warriors win. Kosi, anytime try scorer. Katoa, anytime try scorer. And James Fisher-Harris to go over the first time as a Warriors. Put that in your multi. Should come up. I might make that as a separate tab. I'm going to do that now. In terms of making that bet, I'm just going to make that as a quit it. Got Warriors minus 4.5, and I've got Soren Street and DWZ to score. That's a very decent one, to be fair. It's a very lovely one. Also, Sharks under 22.5 points. Yeah, can see it. What team do I prefer? Oh, that's a good question. Well, I am a Knights fan by trade, so you can boo now. But basically, I guess because Newcastle... You know how, like, Queensland has this sort of inferiority complex when it comes to Sydney? Newcastle invented that, so technically we have to hate the Sydney clubs by default, so technically I do prefer the Warriors. So I'll say that, so I'll stay on our good graces. So... we'll just keep it like this, actually. Are you optimistic about Newey getting Brown? Only concern is who will Brown hold himself being the main man without an organising 7? Yeah, it's hard to say about what will happen there. I think I don't even know if he'll even come, because I feel like... The thing is, though, is like, I think half of our first grade side is off contract at the end of this year. I think it's like Hastings, Price are essentially, in terms of the playmakers, going. So it could just be we end up getting Dylan Brown and have Brown and Cogger as our halves pairing into 2026, which, I mean, I wouldn't complain about. It wouldn't be the worst thing, but it's very hard to tell about this, so time will tell. So I'm actually going to... Oh, no, that's not the right thing. Who do you think will win tonight? I do think the Warriors will. I think the Warriors should be able to take this game out. So I'm just going to try to get this question up. 2025. Sorry if I bumped the mic there. Try to get the text. Oh. Love the Warriors fans. Oh, 100%. They make themselves known. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna stretch that out. I'm doing something on a separate thing to actually transition quickly, so that probably looks like it's done absolutely nothing. But I do have a question for you. I'm going to hide the window. What is your bold prediction for 2025? It could be about a player, it could be about a team, it could be about the season. What do we have as we're coming into the final 10 minutes before the start of this match between the Sharks and the Warriors? I have one for every team, but I think in terms of like... What is my most bold prediction? I do think the Dolphins will make the finals. Obviously, Wayne Bennett leaving usually is a bit of a kiss of death to teams, but I just think the Dolphins, in a season where it's going to be absolutely chaotic and close, I think the Dolphins could sneak in and make their first ever finals. But yeah, so going to look into the other poll. I think Warriors might make the finals. Yeah, it's a decent one. If they've definitely got the talent on paper to do it, especially with James Fisher-Harris now. That should be pretty good. So 17 votes now in the poll, 94% in favour of the Warriors taking out this match. And with the talent on the field, it's definitely not surprising. But yeah, what else is another bold prediction I have? Eels top 8. Yeah, it's it'll be. I'm really interested to see how the Eels go this year. Obviously, how Moses and Lomax goes in terms of as a pairing should be good. If Dylan Brown, I feel like that there's actually more so of a possibility that I think Dylan Brown ends up staying at Parramatta, because I don't know, because I feel like most of this pressuring about wanting to get to a new club has mostly been done by Brown's manager, team agent, rather than himself. But I mean, who knows? I mean, Parramatta could pay the extension for him, so you never know what will happen. I think in terms of the Warriors, what was my prediction for the Warriors? I think it was like Dallin Martins-Lesniak breaks his own try record for most points in a season, or most tries in a season, I think. And I think for Cronulla was Nico Hines to win the Dally M. So that's, I feel like that's probably the boldest one, is Nico Hines winning the Dally M. Up the lines, we're going to go all the Warriors fans here. There's got to be some Sharks fans around somewhere. Come on. But yeah, that's what we're kind of thinking of. Up the doggies, there we go. Dallin is the best try scorer. Yeah, he's definitely really good. It's I think he broke the record. Who's the fullback for the Sharks? Amos, it is William Kennedy is the fullback for the Sharks. So we'll go through the team list right now as well, as we're only about 8 minutes away from the start of this match. So let's get into it. Up the dogs from Omar. Big ups to the Bulldogs. So we're starting off with doing with both teams. You got Will Kennedy and Charles Cole-Clockstead as the fullback for both teams. For the Sharks on the wings, you got Sione Katoa and Samuel Stone Street, joined by Maureen Hiroti and Kyle Iro in the centres. And on the wings for the Warriors, you got Dallin Martins-Lesniak and Edward Kosi. And on the centres, you got Ali Leotawa and Adam Pompey. Playmakers for this match, you've got Daniel Atkinson and Awai Peru as the playmakers for Cronulla. Tamaya Martin and Luke Metcalf as the playmakers for the Wars. Going into the forward packs is where some pretty interesting stories. Braden Hamlin-Luele, Jared Beryl, and Thomas Hazelton as the prop hooker prop. Hazelton being looked at by a bunch of clubs, including the Knights and the Dolphins. But in the forwards pack, Mitch Barnett, Wade Egan, and James Fisher-Harris in his first match for the Warriors as the prop hooker prop role. Mitch Barnett also serving as the match captain for the Warriors. CSC for Talakai and Billy Burns in the second row for Cronulla, with Kurt Capewell and Martin Niokore, who was a late change into starting in the second row. Oregon Kaufusi and Aaron Clark are the respective teams' locks. In a change, you've got Haiba Peru, Tuku Hal Tapua, Lachlan Crouch, and Blake Hosking for Cronulla. And you've got Jacob Laban, Metric Varmaga, Moala Graham Talfa, and Sio Kali for the Warriors. And you've got the reserves. There's a lot of them. So I'm just going to we'll start up here. We're just going to slowly let that scroll in, so you can just see the absolute sheer amount of them, because there is 27 on the Sharks team, and there was 28 on the Warriors. Just letting him go. Bunty Afoa. Really like Bunty Afoa. Good, solid player. Good, solid forward. Yeah, like Clark as well. You've also got Dylan Walker. There you go. There's another player. Good on him. Just hopefully he doesn't see a pizza guy in the match. Then he'd be all good. Tanner Stower-Smith. Very interested to see how he goes as well. Freddie Lussick. The Warriors have selected such a stacked team. I feel like if they selected Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, they would have just been cheating. Okay, there we go. That is the team lists. Sharks fans are in Vegas already. Sharks are going to win, Omar. Big ups to the Sharks. Also, we need to scroll that back up for the stream. Bang. There you go. So there we have it. So we'll close the poll pretty much like about a minute or two before kickoff. And just a reminder for people joining in, there is no match footage that will be shown, unfortunately. But there should be places like on Twitch, Kick, or Rumble, whatever the kids use in terms of their streaming services, because I am very much an unk in that regard. So, yeah, unfortunately, there's no game footage that'll be shown in this stream. 26 votes in. Thank you all very much for voting in the pre-match poll. 85% in favour of the New Zealand Warriors taking first blood in the preseason challenge. I should also actually look up, because they explain the rules thing, because there's this like 5 points for like 15 points for a win, something like, or 12 points for a win, 6 for a draw, 0 for a loss, and then you got the bonus points. Preseason challenge explained. I think it's like 5 tries, 10 plus offloads, something along those lines. I don't know. I just feel like it's a little bit weird to make the preseason challenge preseason competitive. Just think it's a little bit weird, to say the very least. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just do a little bit of maneuverability. Warriors to unleash Kiwi Wrecking Crew. It's probably James Fisher-Harris. Yes, it is. Or listening to that sound is it's really good. It's definitely been a while. We're moving extension cords out here. That is what we are, in fact, doing. Because I've got to charge their phone. In terms of a bit of a retrospect, but we are soon to be starting. Bit of an alright crowd at Shark Park. I've actually been there. It's not that bad of a stadium, but it is a bit small. We're going to be just dangling the court, so don't mind me, because I'm not professional this in the absolute slightest. The Sharks walking themselves up, and then the Warriors in the bench. Commentators are Andrew Voss, Cooper Cronk, and Kevin Walters. Just trying to make sure I don't absolutely twat the mic. There you go. Oh, beautiful. But yeah, both teams going to Vegas. Is anyone actually going to Vegas, actually? Are you going to be the commentator? I will be for this, but yeah, there's no footage going to be shown. So if you are looking for actual game footage, I suggest somewhere else. Probably check like Kick or Twitch. Would probably be your best bet, because surely someone's got the stream up there for them. So yeah, that's just a big regard. I cannot show the stream due to copyright. The NRL will what's a PG term for fisting? Something along those lines or whatever. But yeah, both teams looking in, especially as well. Warriors' first season without Shaun Johnson after his retirement. And he also, it's his other team, Shaun Johnson, in the Cronulla Sharks. So there you go. So we're just trying to get the Warriors into their lining up as we're getting... Yep. They've lined themselves up. I'm going to get the book, which I've actually got the all the team lists written down. So that's how I've been able to read it all off. You'd see if the camera wasn't shit. Or we said a bad word. But here we go. 2 minutes away from kickoff. We're going to close the... We're going to be closing the poll in about 10 seconds. So if you want to get your vote in, if you haven't, you can try to get it in now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ended the poll. 27 votes, and it's an 85% majority in favour of the New Zealand Warriors to take out the opening match. And with their team listed, it's not shocking at all. So there we go, Mitch Barnett, the former Knights player, the number 10 for the Warriors, set to lead out the New Zealand Warriors in their first match in the post-Shaun Johnson and Tohu Aris era. Barnett's he's making him wait. He's making him wait in the tunnel. He's not coming out. Come on. You got to get him out there. Yeah, there we go. They're starting to walk out. The Warriors enter Shark Park. Again, no footage being shown, unfortunately. Just making that 100% sure. So there you go, the Warriors coming out. So just a quick brief through. Nicole Klotstead at fullback, Watine Zelezniak and Kosi on the wings with Lole Tuawa and Pompey on the centres. Tamari Martin, Luke Metcalf as the playmakers, Fisher Harris, Egan and Barnett as the prop. And you've got Capewell and Graham and Nia Corey in the second row and Clark. And out come the Sharks now. Sharks starting lineup, William Kennedy at fullback, Katoa and Stone Street at the wings with Hiroti and Iro in the centres. Atkinson, Puru are the playmakers. Hamlin, Awele, Burrell and Hazelton are the prop. Talakai and Burns in the second row and Kafusi at lock. So just last reminder before the match does kick off, no game footage will be unfortunately shown on this stream because the NRL are pretty sensitive about their copyright unless you're an American trying to win a competition. So there you go, obviously. that should be enough to get it over. So if I see one who's complaining, you're gonna get it. So the Cronulla Sharks look like they're going to be kicking off. They're going to be running screen rights with the Warriors picking up first possession in the start of the pre-season challenge. So here we go. We're just waiting the whistle to kick off the match. There's the whistle, and we're underway for the preseason challenge as the Sharks have kicked off. Beat it towards the Warriors, almost a knock on there straight away. And it's Captain Mitch Barnett taking the first hit up, and he'll get held up a little bit, and he'll be held inside of the 20 for the first tackle. And there's a ball down at the line. It's now inside the 30 now for the Warriors in the second tackle. Doing one-upments down the right. That's number 8, James Fisher-Harris, getting his first carry as a Warriors player. And again, it's one-ups down the right-hand side, and the Warriors making quick momentum. 5 metres away from halfway, right on the fourth tackle. And the Warriors, again, one-upman's right up the guts. That's number 15. That's near Corey. Just past halfway now for the last tackle. And there goes the pass, and there goes the kick. High up in the air, and that is Kennedy that's taking it inside the 10. He'll get out of there. It'll be brought down. It'll be brought back a little bit onto the 10-metre line for the first tackle for the Cronulla Sharks. Going to spread it out now to the right. Stone Street meets heavy opposition. He gets held in a similar position now for the second tackle for the Cronulla Sharks. Kennedy takes a second hit up, and that is going to be onto the 25 for the third tackle. There we go. The scoreboard is now working. Good solid defense here by the Warriors. It's the fourth tackle, and the Sharks have only just gone past their 30. They're going to pass it now to Hazelton, who'll make it just only to the 40 there for the Sharks, still inside their own half, so this will be the last tackle. And they're going to spread it out to the 6 of Daniel Atkinson, putting pressure onto the left-hand side of the Warriors attack, and it has worked as it's a knock-on by Kosi, and it's going to be a scrum feed about 15-20 metres out from the try line for Cronulla, and that's an early mistake there for Edward Kosi and the New Zealand Warriors. Hazelton taking his kick just past his own 40, and there's just not really any pressure, and he's just coughed up the lollies. I think he thought about it too much, Kosi. And there we go, Atkinson making his first impact on the game. 2 minutes gone, and we are going to have a scrum feed for the Cronulla Sharks to potentially get the first points in this pre-season challenge. So 20 metres out right in front of the post. The Sharks pretty good from scoring from scrums, so we'll see if they can do it here. They'll go down to the right-hand side. And he's got Sione Katoa. It'll get wrapped up far on-hand side on the 10-metre line for the first tackle. They're going to spread it into the left-hand side as the camera is nowhere near, and it's a set restart. I don't like them, but it's 10 metres out, so it's a ruck infringement, so this will be the first tackle right near the post for the first. Sharks are going to spread it now to the right-hand side on the short side. It's another ruck infringement. Now, as Talakai picks up his first carry, brought down 5 metres short of the line. Still on that right-hand bit. Do they go short side? They will not. They try to go for a flat ball for Hazelton, and Hazelton goes over for the first try of the match. And Cronulla goes over, and it's the man who's been targeted by the Knights and the Dolphins to get first blood and points in this matchup for the pre-season challenge, and Cronulla go 4 up with a kick to come. That was just a great flat ball there by the hooker. I believe it was Beryl, just absolutely flat-balled it in from near possession, and Hazelton just barged himself over. It's the black electrical tape. That's what gets you going. That's what is good for you. Absolutely lovely. Who scored? It was Thomas Hazelton for the Cronulla Sharks. Their Smiker, I believe. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Oh, hang... Yep. Is that a double... Hold on. Is there video ref in this? Or is that momentum or is that a double movement? Is there bunker in this for a preseason challenge? Because, nope, try confirmed. I think it was momentum that did carry him over. But there we go. Hazelton getting the first try. Didn't expect that. That would probably been paying pretty decently. And so now here comes the conversion here by the Sharks. Bro, the score came up before you called the try. Yeah, it probably does because the stream might be like a little bit behind. So there goes the conversion, and it's up. Atkinson putting it in. It's now 6-0 to the Sharks. I'm just trying to see if it is 100% live. It is. Sometimes that does happen, that the score pops up. So I'll try to... Just try to see if I can get the speed up fully. But yeah, it's currently live on KO, but this will probably be like a little bit ahead. And we'll try to make sure it not to be. So Thomas Hazelton getting 7 tries for the Sharks. They showed him as the 6th highest try scorer. Where else is it live? That's the problem though. I'd probably check somewhere maybe on Twitch or Kick. Would probably be the places where, because I think copyright is a little less lenient, a little less forceful. So that could be probably the best place to go. And so the Sharks have the ball now. Second tackle on their 30. As they're moving quickly now. It's Katoa. Still up the middle of the field. Third tackle on the 40-meter line inside of their own half still. The Sharks will spread it now to the right-hand side. It's the number 13 of Aaron Clark. Now on halfway for the 4th tackle. Now spreading it, trying to get up the guts a little bit there. Heel Fry's good to see you, man. 40 meters out now from the try line. Last tackle for the Sharks. And there is a high kick by, I believe it was Peru. A lot of pressure on with Zalesniak, but he takes it well and he gets brought down inside of the 20 for the first tackle for the Warriors. As the Warriors will need to try. This is, I believe, only their second set, as they're only 5.5 minutes now gone. Oh, it's a run from the absolute back fence from Zalesniak, getting inside of the 40 for the 3rd tackle. Now Barnett's in flight. Gets a bit of post-contact meters there, inside of halfway now for the 4th tackle for the Warriors. They're going down the short right-hand side. As Nicole Clock's there trying to break through, and he gets brought down 35 meters away from the try line now. Still a little bit on that right-hand side, last tackle. Yeah, definitely. But hopefully, you'll be seeing more of me this year. There's a high kick. Kennedy takes it and puts a foot inside. So it'll be a 20-meter restart and a 7-tackle set now for the Sharks. And Kennedy passes the ball out to Katoa. And Katoa still going. He's gone past the 30. Meets up with Barnett in the middle of the field. And gets brought down on the 35 for the 0 tackle for the Sharks in their 7-tackle set. Now that's the number 3 of Hiroti, who will get brought down on the Sharks 40 for the first tackle. Trying to draw a penalty potentially as Talakai gets brought down just short of halfway for the second tackle. And again, quick player ball here by Cronulla. Getting it off to the right as that is Hiroti again. 35 metres away from the try line now. 3rd tackle for the Sharks. They are making good metres at the moment. Hazelton once again. And he gets a couple of metres now. 25 metres away from the try line. 4th tackle. The Sharks go to the right. You got Talakai. Talakai's almost found a gap. He's got an offload. They're passing it down to the right. And Katoa couldn't hold on to it. And the ball's gone dead. And that's another chance gone big. That's a chance gone big in there for Cronulla. So now the Warriors will get possession on their own 20. But man, that could have been a 2-score lead there for the Sharks. That was close. He could have been there, but it went a little bit of pressure. You never know. Oh, and just like that, there's immediately from the tap a penalty to the Warriors for an offside call. So number 7 of Metcalf will just kick it into touch. And he has bollocked it down. Hasn't really gone that far, so the ball will be placed inside the Warriors 35. And there's the quick tap there by the number 3 of Lower Tower. And he gets a good bit of meters. The referee's calling held and not letting go. They're inside of halfway, though, now the Warriors. Warriors break through halfway. That's near Cora now. Breaking inside of the Sharks half for the second tackle. They'll spread it off now to the left-hand side. It's now more one-upmans. Aaron Clark, they're getting the ball down 35 metres away from the try line. Sharks again go down the It's a Warrior, sorry, going down the left-hand side. It's the number 14. I think it's Valmalga, I believe. No, it's Capewell. 20 metres out now. Fourth tackle for the Warriors. They're spreading it now to the right-hand side. They've got numbers. They split the gap over the top to Watine Lesniak. He's flicked it back inside, and the Sharks have ended up with the ball. And it's going to be a penalty to the Sharks as the number 5 of Stone Street landed on the ball, and the Warriors player tried to drag him out. So it's going to be a penalty to Cronulla, and yeah, it was the right call there to try to get the long cutout ball over the top there to Watine Lesniak, but the shutdown defence there by Stone Street was coming in. Yeah, good. It was William Kennedy as well, coming from the other side, really trying to get the stop there, and the penalty kick will go out on the 15 for the Sharks. But hang on, there's a bit of a problem here. Watine Lesniak has now been escorted off of the field. I believe he's clutching his forearm, or maybe his wrist. It's one of the two. Hopefully, you think for the Warriors, so no, he's back out on the field. Might just be a little bit of a niggle. You definitely would hope he not get injured. But here we go. This is the third tackle now for the Sharks. From that penalty, they're now on the 35, still inside their own half. They'll go down more centrally. Hazelton will pick up the ball and be brought down just shy of halfway now for the fourth tackle. No, Watine Lesniak has immediately come back off the field. So, yeah, it could be his wrist or his forearm. Something around there. It's a little bit confused, actually. But anyways, last tackle, kick just inside of the Warriors' half. It's a high ball near the right-hand side of the 20, and Nicole Clockstead takes it, but is immediately taken by Piru for the first tackle. So, yeah, potential storyline there. What has just happened to Watine Lesniak? As now we see the number 22 of Taj Ford coming in for Watine Lesniak. So, one of the first of potential many changes. Now coming into the number 18. No, it's not Taj Ford. Sorry, the number 22. It's Tane Tuapiki. I was reading off the Sharks lineup. As you see, number 18 there, once again being Edward Kosi. And the ball's popped out again. It's Kurt Capel who's lost it inside of the 40, inside of his own half. And now it's going to be another mistake here by the Warriors. The Sharks get the scrum 35 metres away from the try line. And it's been a bit of a cagey start for the Warriors in this first 10.5 minutes. Whistle, the time has stopped. Is there a captain's challenge in the preseason challenge? No, hang on. Is it a penalty to the Warriors? Oh, Mitch Barnett. He's got a cut on his head and he's bleeding horribly from his chin. He's tried eating some cranberries and they've gone all over his face. Yeah. Oh, he's got to go right into the blood bin. He's getting crimson. It's a bit of red on his jersey now. Reminds him of his Knights. But anyway, scrum feed still now for the Sharks. 35 metres out. It was just I thought it was blue whistle because his arm was like this. So I thought it was a penalty. But no, it's stop for a blood bin as the Sharks merely try to go for an attack as that's Katoa. 30 metres out from the try line for the first tackle. No, the Cronulla go more centrally. Hazelton again takes a hit up and he's brought down 25 away. Second tackle. Still a bit central in terms of the field. The Sharks will spread it now to the left-hand side as that's Peru. Now 15 away from the try line for the third. Sharks are going to go to the right. And a step in there, and Hamlin Uwele has lost it. Oh, and it's a double knock on there, but it's going to be first possession for the Warriors inside of their own 10 for the scrum feed. But yeah. So within the first 12 minutes of the preseason challenge, we've had Watine Lesniak come off the field for a possible injury to his arm. I believe it's his left arm. And Mitch Barnett being sent off the field for getting absolutely crimson. Because usually when it's someone in this match getting it, it'd be Cameron McInnes. But he's obviously not playing. So on the 10, the scrum feed now for the Warriors. The centre of the field. As Metcalf centre, they're going to send off to their left-hand side as it's the number 18 of Kosi. Takes the first hit up inside of the 20. Again, going down the short side. The Warriors playing really quickly. Is it his elbow? No, it looks like he's got ice on his forearm. So that's what seems to be the issue here for Watine Lesniak. Still on the third tackle now for the Warriors. They're still on the left-hand side. They're trying to spread it more centrally as Aaron Clark has the ball. And Aaron Clark gets brought down on halfway for the fourth tackle as we're now almost 12 and a half gone. And now the Warriors going down the left-hand side as that's Capel gets brought down on the Sharks 40 for the last tackle. Was on the far left, so they're going to kick it more centrally to the right. There's a big race for it. Oh, it's a one-on-one strip. But unfortunately, it was the number 22 there for the Warriors of Tane Tuapiki who's taken it, but they're not calling it a one-on-one strip. It's he's saying he's taken it cleanly, and he's going to be a change the ball turnover there for the Sharks. But I mean, I think the Sharks play touched it first, so it should be another set for the Warriors. But anyways, number 4 there, it's a Kyle Iro, now 25 inside of their 30 for the second tackle. Kennedy taking the next hit up as he's brought down on the Sharks 30 for the third. Now Hamlin Awele trying to split a gap, and he gets inside of halfway for the fourth tackle for Cronulla. Cronulla now try to split it. Hazelton will take another hit up as he crosses into the Warriors half, 45 metres away from the try line. This will be the last tackle for Cronulla. They'll spread it out to the right of where Atkinson will be. It's another high pressure kick here for the Warriors. Taken in the air by Kosi, but was he taken out mid-air with the ball? Referee is saying no, so there's the first tackle inside of the 30 for the Warriors. So Warriors coming out of the 40 for the second. Here is the number 22 again of Tuapiki, who's getting a fair amount of ball time since coming on the field. Warriors still keeping it going. That's Bunty Afoa there, the number 24, one of the most recognisable hairstyles in rugby league. 40 metres away from the try line for the Warriors. Now on the fourth tackle, they're spreading it down to the left. They've got space so they can get the ball off, but it's a penalty. Man held without the ball, so the Warriors will get a full set of 6 within the Sharks half. So it's a possibility that the Warriors could get their first proper opportunity to get some points on the board, as we're now 25 minutes remaining in the first half. So that is Afoa taking the first hit up, now 25 metres away from the try line for the first tackle. Warriors trying to spread it off to their left. They've got space if they can. I think the ball has bounced forward. Yep, that's unfortunate. Missed opportunity there for the Warriors. Battered to the left by, I believe that is Adam Pompey, but unfortunately it has bounced forward, so it will not count. How you all doing, by the way? Sorry, I seems like I've been a bit carried away. How you all doing? But yeah, still remaining 6-0 now for the Sharks, and it's the Cronulla get a scrum feed now on their own 20. Scrum clock is ticking down as Atkinson will start to feed it and restart plays. We've now gone past the first 15 minutes of the opening match of the preseason challenge. So now the Sharks get possession now on their 30, as that is Hiroti getting tackled. They spread it more evenly into the inside as Katoa is clutching for a high shot, and they will give the penalty. So it's another chance for the Sharks to advance down the field. A bit careless there of that high shot. So there's a spin around there. It's a bit unfortunate, I think, for the Warriors player, as it was the number 25 for the Warriors, Eddie Iramia Tovea, who accidentally his arm caught Sione Katoa falling, and unfortunately was right in the head. So first tackle, the Sharks find themselves just inside. Oh, they almost looked forward there as Hazelton gets brought down for the second tackle, 40 metres away from the try line. They'll spread it to the right now, Cronulla. Hamlin Awele will take the hit up, and he will get some post-contact metres. Oh, he's lost that there, but it's a 6 again, but because the knock-on's happened, it's already a penalty. James Fisher-Harris for offside. So here we go. So Atkinson will kick it into touch, and they've got the penalty from the 30, so yep, the ball will be placed on the 10, so full set of 6, 10 metres out, and a chance for Cronulla to extend their lead here in the preseason challenge. And they're waiting for the time to stop. Sharks are a little bit eager, trying to get the ball over the line. A little bit up the guts there. I think that's Oregon Kafusi getting the hit up there. First tackle just right near the post. Sharks will spread it to the right, but they flag it into Hamlin Awele. They do like that one pass and then the layup to Hamlin Awele to take the charge. Still 5 metres out, second tackle. Sharks now spreading it to the left, possibly. Try to do something there, but they couldn't get anything done. Third tackle now for the Sharks. Feints going to the right, and they've bounce to the left as it's the hooker there, Beryl, trying to fall around, but he's actually been pushed back almost to the 10-metre line now for the 4th tackle. They spread it more centrally. Hazelton trying to go over again. Gets brought down 5 metres left, right in front of the post. Last tackle for the Sharks. They'll spread it now to the left-hand side. They're loading off. Oh, it's a layoff. No, it's not going to work there. It's the number 12 of Billy Burns picking off an offload, but unfortunately, nothing getting done, so the ball will be turned over to the Warriors inside of the 10. But a couple of offloads there, because I know offloads are a bonus point in the preseason challenge. So that's something you've got to consider. Definitely something you have to consider. As now the Warriors now on the 2nd tackle, just inside of their 20. It was the number 18 of Edward Cosey taking the tackle. And that's Kirk Capel. That's not Kirk Capel. That's Tua Picky. Now Bunty Afoa getting the ball. And he'll get some decent post-contact meters, getting brought down on his own 40 for the 4th tackle. The Warriors will now spread it to the left slightly. It's the number 13 of Aaron Clark. Clark passes halfway now, and this will be the 4th tackle. 45 metres away. Oh, where's the last tackle? And there's the kick there by the Warriors. Bit of pressure there for the Sharks, but Stone Street's got it. And he'll get brought down on the 20 for the 1st tackle. Now on the left-hand side, they're going to spread it more centrally here, the Sharks, as that's the number 4 of Cole Iro. Correct me if I'm wrong, was the Rookie of the Year last year for the Sharks? Or for the NRL? Maybe? So just saying there, the Sharks have been tackled 10 times in the opposition 20. The Warriors have not been tackled once there. Hamilton Awele now with the ball. He gets brought down just around halfway now for the 4th tackle. As we're about to cross past the first 20 minutes gone in this match as Kennedy breaks into the Warriors half and is now 45 metres away from the try line. Now for the last. They're going to spread it now to the right where Atkinson's there to boot it. Looking to put pressure on Cosey. And no, it's Nicole Clockstead taking the ball. It'll get brought down inside of the 30 for the 1st tackle. Up to Wise. Oh, the New Zealand Warriors. And it's a penalty there, won there by the Warriors. Looks like it's offside. A couple of offside penalties so far this match as we are about to cross into the 2nd half of the 1st half, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Chance of Cole Clockstead now looking set to kick it, or that's Metcalf. To be fair, I feel like from a very distance and with bad eyesight, they look very similar. So the Warriors have kicked it now into the Sharks half for the full set of 6. Bunty forward to take the first hit up, and he will get brought down on the Sharks 40 for the 1st tackle. The Warriors will now spread it off to their right-hand side, and they'll get brought down 30 metres away from the try line for the 2nd tackle. The Warriors now are going to try to spread it now to the left. That's a great shutdown pressure there by Atkinson, as there's more camera angles of Watins Lesniak on the bench. Now the Warriors trying to keep it spreading more to the left. Capel gets brought down 15 metres away from the try line for the 4th tackle. The Warriors feign to go into the short-hand side, but they go to the 5. There's the number 14. Oh, they got an offload off now. The Warriors are spreading it out, and Chancellor Cole Clockstead is going to barge himself over. That was brilliant. I thought that tackle was dead on play, but somehow an offload has happened, and the ball has ended up spreading to Nicole Clockstead, who's found the gap, and it's now 6-4 with a kick to come. Got to have a look at this. Dylan Walker's flattened it off to the number 14 of Almaga, who somehow got an offload off back to Dylan Walker, who has then spiraled it straight to Chancellor Cole Clockstead, who finds the gap and beats William Kennedy, and the Warriors get their first try of the preseason challenge. That was great awareness there by Dylan Walker. Honestly, fair play. Honestly, very, very fair play to him. And he does the pose where he's just doing like this. It's a very bad image, but he's just a chill guy, I suppose. Chancellor Cole Clockstead, 17 games in 2024, 6 tries and 7 tries assist. If the Warriors were to make the finals this year, he's definitely one of the players who's going to be the one to lead them. As you see, I've actually forgotten who the Warriors coach is. That bloke. Anyways, the Warriors now looking for the conversion to make it 6-all, as we're now just under 18 minutes away from half-time in this preseason challenge matchup. Luke Metcalf will be looking set to take the kick. 75% of his goal kicking accuracy. It's a pretty decent stat, not going to lie. So Luke Metcalf looking to take the kick. He's lining himself up. He takes a deep breath. He goes up. Past the 20 in boots it, and he levers it right down the middle. And it is now 6-all. We are now tied in again. Yeah, it's basically Watchalong Lesniak's holding his left. It has to be his like wrist or forearm is what is going on. But now he's going into the sheds now, so yeah, obviously they've got a bit of time before Vegas, so you'd have to hope that he wouldn't be out for long. Especially for my bold prediction of Watchalong Lesniak breaking the Warriors' most tries in a season by a player record. But there we go. Nicole Cloxer getting the first try of the match for the Warriors as the Sharks kick it off to restart the first half. Picked up on the 10 and Bunty forward takes a hit up and he runs immediately at Hiroti. It'll get brought down on the 20-meter line for the first tackle for the Warriors. They'll go down the short left-hand side here. Capewell breaking through a little bit, and he gets brought down on the 35 for the second tackle. Warriors now trying to spread to the wide. Warriors almost on halfway for the third tackle. This is good meters by them. That try could be potentially the set of momentum that they do need after starting quite lacklusterly in this early stages of the match, as the Warriors now cross over halfway onto the Sharks 40 for the fourth tackle. And now, bullet pass, but it's an absolute crushing there. The number 27 of Dylan Walker brought down 30 metres away from the try line. Last tackle. Metcalf with the kick to the right-hand side. There's going to be some pressure here on Kennedy. And it's not Kennedy, it's Stone Street who picks it up. And it'll get brought down just past the 10 on the first tackle for the Sharks. Now Iro gets brought down inside the 20, so the Warriors haven't let up any more meters yet at the moment. Now Katoa gets brought down just past the Sharks 20 for the third tackle. We're now 16 and a half minutes remaining in the first half. The Sharks currently holding out a little bit inside of the 40. Ball almost bobbling, but they're allowing them to play on. And now the Sharks will get held back to just their 40 for the last tackle. I think that's a pretty solid defensive set there by the Warriors. Ball being flicked out to Puru, who takes the kick. Doesn't get much of it, but the ball has been allowed to bounce by Nicole Cloxton. He picks it up on the 10. And he's going to pass it out to the left-hand side. Almost a line break there. It's the number 18, Akossi. He gets to the 30 for the first tackle. And now they're just waiting for the Warriors team to try to come back into the line of play where they can get the ball and spread it out. Second tackle now. They're on the Warriors 40. They'll spread it now into the middle here, but no one's looking for the run. I think Dylan Walker was led a bit astray there. Another Warriors player potentially with a bit of a cut on his head, as that's the, I believe, the number 71 of Jet Cleary. It's the number 11, apologies, of Jacob Laban. Originally was meant to start this match, but was moved for Nia Corey. Oh, it's an incorrect play of the ball. I was wondering why the whistle had gone there, but unfortunately it's an incorrect play of ball there by the Warriors, and the Sharks will get possession of the ball on their own 40. Yep, roll under the legs by Laban. No foot touching it. Bit unfortunate there for him. But the Sharks now get possession. As that is the number 5 of Stone Street, who gets onto halfway for the first tackle. Warriors with 5 errors this match so far. Sharks with 2. 40 metres away now from the try line for the second tackle for the Sharks. They'll spread it more centrally here and go for a bit of a one-upmans. I believe that there's a heap of Peru instead of near-wide Peru. Bit of a brotherly affair, possibly. I think it's like an older and younger brother. Now, Talakai, 25 metres away from the try line. 4th tackle for the Sharks. Spreading it now to the middle. Peru, has that gone backwards? No, it hasn't. There's going to be a knock on there by the Sharks, and the Warriors will pick up the ball inside of their 30. As we're now going down to 14 minutes remaining in the first half of the opening match of the pre-season challenge. As Atkinson gets a pass off Peru. I feel it's a bit unlucky. I feel like it might have bounced backwards, but... Oh, even Blocker just straight up said it went backwards, so it must be right. So on the 25, the Warriors have the scrum as we're now 13.5 minutes remaining as Barnett's now coming on. He's gotten rid of all of the blood on his face. I mean, his jersey's still crimson red. Looks like a bit of a V formation. Barnett to the Dragons, confirmed possibly. Oh, he's getting the electrical and the plaster tape use. As that's the number 9 of Wade Egan there for the Warriors, spreading it down to the left-hand side. But again, they get pressurised. But the Warriors on halfway now for the second tackle, so there could be a possibility of, hopefully something happening properly. And they're 45 metres away from the try line now as Barnett getting a new jersey on. Spreading it now to the right. Afoa brought down 30 metres away from the try line. Fourth tackle for the Warriors. The Warriors will spread it now to the right. As that is Metcalf. He doesn't get the pass off and he'll get brought down 20 metres away from the try line. Last tackle for the Warriors. I'll spread it now to the right. Clockstead with the kick. And that's just going to be having too much on it. And the ball will go out for a 20-metre restart with a 7-tackle set. Yeah, it wasn't the worst idea, I suppose, with that decision. But yeah, so here's the first hit up for the Sharks who are inside of the 30 for the 0 tackle. It's got 12.5 minutes now remaining in the opening half of the preseason challenges. Iro gets brought down on the Sharks 30 for the first tackle. Sharks trying to go up the guts a little bit here. It's pretty decently. They get inside of the halfway here. So this is the second tackle now for Cronulla. We've got 12 minutes remaining in this first half. The Sharks sprinting out to the right. Oh, that is the number 6 of Tamai Martin being burrowed over. I don't think I've seen much of him so far this match. I feel like we might need to see a bit more of him. Sharks now sprinting it now to the left. Oh, almost a flat ball there. Potential opportunity there for Kennedy if it just floated just right. Fourth tackle, 40 metres away from the try line now for the Sharks. Bit of one-upments there. It's the number 16 of Lachlan Crouch. 30 metres out, last tackle. They're going to go down the left-hand side. It's a high kick. Little chip here. Potential block there, but Clockstead has picked it up inside of the 10 for the first tackle for the Warriors. But I feel like there might have been a little bit of an obstructing block there by one of the Warriors defenders. And now the Warriors still being held up inside of the 20 here for the second tackle. I think definitely the goal is if somebody can get points closing into the end of the first half, they probably will have the momentum coming into the second. It's usually how it works. But anyways, Barnett now getting his first hit up off the bench. He gets an offload. I love that. And the Warriors, they're trying to break through there. They get to the 40 now for the fourth tackle. So it's not that bad of a set. Could have been a lot worse. They're going to take the kick. Potential 40 or 20 attempt. It's going to grub her. It skids past the 20 and it's a 40-20 to the Warriors. That is a brilliant kick. And that is Luke Metcalf with an absolute squib kick. Absolutely brilliant. And now the Warriors will get possession 20 metres away from the try line. It might be even 15 actually. That's a lovely squib kick. That is a textbook 40-20. That is DCE worthy. And here we go. Huge momentum change. And they're trying to back for momentum as it seemed like Mitch Barnett was running from the back fence. First 40-20 quick kick of the season. In the preseason challenge as well, as Barnett going up the guts. He's getting some post-contact meters. He's now 5 meters away from the try line as the Warriors try to get their first lead of the season. That's the number 14. Very close. Oh, has he gone over? Very close. Right on the try line. The Warriors trying to spread it to the left. Oh, it's good defense there by the Sharks. Hiroti brilliantly holding down the number 6 of Tamai Martin. Now the Warriors again trying to burrow through about 2 meters short of the line here for the fourth tackle as we enter the final 10 minutes of the first half. Sharks trying to hold them off. The Warriors are going down to the right. It's the number 3. It's the number 3 for the Warriors of Lower Tower. Last tackle 5 meters out on the right. They're spreading it centrally. Metcalf with a high kick. Will someone try to match it? It's batted backwards by the Warriors. It's been batted back again. Why did you bat it the second time? You could have scored and it's going to be held up in a changeover. Why did you bat it back, son? Tamai Martin, for some reason, it was batted back once in the air, and then Tamai Martin has decided to back it again. Why don't you just grab it and score, mate? Unless bat passes must admit as a offload and they don't need a bonus point. But that's a bit of a lapse in judgment there by the Warriors. They should be ahead here. As that is Sione Katoa getting the ball now inside of the 20 for the second half as we're now just 9 minutes remaining in this opening match of the preseason challenge. That's number 12 there for the Sharks of Billy Burns. Inside of the 30 for the second. But yeah, the Warriors have had the momentum and it's just not being paid off as enough as it should be. Sorry about that, I had to take a breath there. That's the number 16 for the Sharks there. It's Lachlan Crouch on the Sharks 40 now for the last tackle. It's Warriors have had the last bit of momentum here, potential 40-20 attempt, but they've decided to go and sky it. As Nicole Clockstead takes it on the 10-metre line, he's going to advance forward, trying to find a gap. And he does find one slightly, but he gets held up by Iro, and he'll be brought down inside of the 40 for the first tackle for the Warriors, as we're now 8 minutes remaining in the first half of this matchup. The Warriors being quite slow to get back into line. As the Warriors now trying to spread it out to the left-hand side. And unfortunately, it looks like it is another mistake by the Warriors. Potentially, Edward Cosey with a incorrect play of the ball, rolling it straight between the legs. Yep, they were going to keep a look on it. And unfortunately, it's the second time the Warriors have fallen for that. And the Sharks will get possession 40 metres away from the try line for a full set. That's the number 15 there for the Sharks. It's Tuku Hau-Tapua getting the first hit up 30 metres away from the try line for the Sharks. He'll spread it now to the right-hand side, trying to find a gap. It's the 17 of Blake Hosking with the ball now 30 metres away for the second. So tinkering down to the 7 minutes. Surely the team who scores next will have the momentum going into the second half. I feel like definitely if it was to go into the shed 6, so I think this more benefits the Warriors rather than the Cronulla. There you go. There's the number 12 there of Billy Burns, and it's a penalty now for Cronulla. Potential maybe a high shot there by Barnett, as he's got basically 30% of his body bandaged up. Don't go for the 2. Don't go for the 2. Don't you dare go for the 2, Cronulla. As Peru, the Hepper. Yep, he's going to take the tap and do the 10, like men should. As the Sharks now try to go up the guts here. 5 metres out from the try line. First tackle. They're going to spread it now to the right. I think that's an offside there by the Warriors, because their line was really high up quickly. But there we go. Second tackle, 5 metres out. Oh, well, the Warriors are offside here. It's a set restart. There we go. So this will be the first tackle as Poru gets brought down about 3 metres away from the line. Sharks now spreading it to the right-hand side, but they're going to dart back inside the central, trying to split a gap. I think that's Atkinson, and he's now a metre short of the line up on his back. What can the Sharks do? The Sharks will spread it now to their left-hand side. It's another set restart, as that is the number 7 of Niwai Peru. 5 metres away from the try line. First tackle as the Sharks trying to go up the guts. It's number 14 of Heba Peru trying to get through. Second tackle, 5 metres out now for Cronulla, still in front of the posts. The Sharks will go to the right, but they don't want to fully commit. They've got another offload off Atkinson. Atkinson's going for a grubber. He's absolutely piss-missiled it in. He tried to bat it in play, but it was just too much, and I think that's a bit of a waste of a set there after the last couple of mistakes there by the Warriors. It's a 20-minute restart and 7 tackles set for the Wars, as we're now 5 minutes 20 remaining in the first half of this pre-season challenge. Now the Warriors now go off to the left-hand side. I believe it's the number 28 of Tanner Stower-Smith with the ball on the 40 now for the first tackle. And now the Warriors trying to break through and possibly get past halfway. Second tackle now as we're entering the final 5 minutes of the first half. Warriors going down the short left-hand side. It's the number 15 of Niokore. 35 out now for the third tackle. Warriors keep going. Barnett feeds it off to Metcalf. And this is good. Play the ball here by the Warriors. 30 metres out now. Fourth tackle. They're trying to spread it to the right. And they're keeping on going. They potentially have a 3-on-2 here. The possibility. Pompey. That's an offside. Not offside. It was a forward pass. I feel like it was a forward pass or a knock-on regardless. But again, it's another opportunity there. I think gotten a little bit squandered there by the Warriors. Adam Pompey tried to get an offload off, but unfortunately he has tossed that forward to Kosi. So it will be a change of the ball for Cronulla. Back to the centre of the field. It's a scrum feed for a knock-on. Pretty interesting to say at the very least. As I believe a Chihu just got uttered. Look at me knowing. I am so unfathomably white and uncool. It's the number 21 there of Jet Cleary warming up as the Sharks now get the ball out of the scrum out to the left-hand side. Warriors defence keeping him back inside the 10, but for the first tackles, we're now 3 minutes 30 remaining. As the camera is showing women. So second tackle now for the Sharks. They're inside of the 20 now, still central. They'll go to the short right-hand side as Katoa picks up the ball and he gets brought down inside of the 30 for the third tackle. And there's Phil Gould, the NRL equivalent of Taylor Swift. And there's the Sharks again for the 30. Spreading it out to the middle now from the fourth tackle. And once again, the Sharks being held back to the 40 for the last tackles. We're now at less than 3 minutes remaining in the first half. And it's a high kick. And it's going to be taken here by the number 22 of Tane Tuapiki. And he'll take the hit up inside of the 40 for the first tackle for the Warriors. In essentially possibly their second last full set of the first half. Big tackle there by Talakai to keep Nicole Clockstead inside of that 40 for the second tackle. The Warriors now spreading it out to the left. It seems like Capel has been playing more so of a centre rather than his number positioning of a second rower. Very interesting to say at least now. Oh, the ball's popped out and it's going to be a knock-on again by the Warriors. The Sharks will get a scrum feed on halfway, which probably should end up being their final set of the first half until they score. So we now got 2 minutes remaining. I'll tell you what though, it's been a pretty defensive game, to say the very least. It's not that shocking at all. Andrew Webster, that's the name of the Warriors coach. I know I brought this up randomly about halfway through, and it's probably even wrong. But anyways, here's the first hit up by the Sharks from the scrum feed. Right on halfway, we've got 90 seconds remaining in the first half of the opening match of the preseason challenge between the Sharks and the Warriors. If you haven't liked the stream, you can press like. If you just want to subscribe, you can do that, I guess. Got to do it at some point. But here comes the Sharks again. But the Warriors are holding him back. They're only 40 metres away from the try line. As Sasuke wants to come on Sharks. Kind of need to. Minute 10 remaining now. Third tackle. The Sharks are trying to burrow through the middle. It's the number 15 of Hautapua. 30 out, fourth tackle. The Sharks going to the left-hand side. It's a 2-on-1 gap. It's Stone Street. He doesn't know what to do, and he'll get held down on the far left-hand side. 10 metres out. Last tackle for the Sharks. 50 seconds remaining. And it's a bomb kick. It's a bit of a chip. It's off the post, and it's picked up by the Warriors. And I believe that is Cable who's gotten it out. And now the Warriors have saved themselves there. Will that have counted as a field goal? Probably not. But it was a bit of a shank there. And now the Warriors have got 30 seconds to potentially go 85 metres. Second tackle now. They're still inside of their own 20. But yeah, the Warriors, by the way it's looking, probably aren't going to get through to get a try to score. Probably take 2 more tackles. Walker still trying to get an attacking play going. Gets brought down in the 30 now with a fourth tackle. 10 seconds remaining. This will probably be the last play of the match. No. It's a knock-on by Dylan Walker, so there is a chance here for the Sharks, unless they don't set the scrum. Will they get one play? No, there we go. They're not going to play the scrum in time. So that will be the end of the first half. And it has been a pretty defensive and shaky effort, but it is a tied game, as it is now 6-all between the Cronulla Sharks and the New Zealand Warriors. Pretty interesting half, to say the least. It's a bit of chatting. It's a little bit of mistakes here and there, but I definitely feel like the Warriors should be in front. But to my mark, with the absolute back down of insanity. I mean, the first one made sense. The second one absolutely didn't. There we go, 6-all. And it's been full frontal. Full mental is what this has been. It's actually trying to remember what the actual stats are. The preseason challenge, explain, because I think it's It's offloads. It's like offloads, 5+ tries, which by the way that's going, no one's getting that at this point. What's a preseason challenge explained? So you get 12 points for a win, 6 points for a draw, 0 for a... or is it 3 for a defeat? But yeah, obviously Watine Zalesniak still in the sheds. What has happened to Watine Zalesniak? So yeah, 12 points for a win, 6 points for a draw, 0 points for a loss, but their bonus points is 5+ tries, 5+ line breaks, and 10+ offloads. I feel like some of the teams might be close to that. I think possibly. Anyway, we're going to have a little bit of an ad break, so if you do come away from the stream, because money. But anyways, yeah, we're going to get ready and start with our halftime chatter about the match. So we'll see you then. Oh, that was a bit mental, that, in all honesty. It's pretty decent showing, but it's just a couple of chances going a bit astray for both teams. I feel like more so the Warriors. This Sharks team kind of coming to play at the moment. It's really, really nice to see. But yeah, it could be. I guess it could be worse. I mean, by the way, so each team needs to score 4 more tries each if they want to actually increase their the chances of getting the bonus point for the 5+ tries. I feel like the Sharks are pretty close to getting that 10+ offloads, so they should be able to get a bonus point off that somewhat. So at least that's going pretty darn well for them. Okay, so first half it was I mean, you had Tom Hazelton going over straight away in the first half. It was a really good try for him, and it was kind of possibly for the Sharks getting a second, but it just didn't really end up happening. But who ended up getting the second try of the match was actually the Warriors. Quick offloads and decent playing from substitute Dylan Walker has brought Charnze Cole-Klokstad into the try board, split it in between the gap. Kennedy tried to race to tackle him, but it was too little too late, and that's how we end up being 6-all. So yes, I'm just going to have a look here just quickly. In terms of what the stats are. Team stats. I am a little bit sweaty. So how many line breaks? 1 each. So they need 4 more each. Warriors on 4, Sharks are on 3. So we need 6 more from the Warriors and 7 more from the Sharks to ending up getting the bonus point for the offloads. Because you get a maximum of 15 for a win for 15 points. That's pretty cool. Oh Lord, it is certainly hot. But yeah, it's But yeah, it's definitely a pretty interesting match to say the very least. It's been pretty solid. I mean, sorry I'm not having that much chatter in the first half, I guess. But yeah, there we go. So obviously, just trying to do some like quick refreshes and stuff like that, just seeing how the stream is all working, seeing how that is going well. But it seems like it's going well. I mean, besides from like the camera quality being a little bit bad, I think everything's been going smoothly. I've had no dropped frames or anything, unless like how's it sounding for you, like if anyone's interested, and let me know, because I know this is a somewhat new mic, so it doesn't sound too bad, and also it doesn't pick up like the atmosphere because technically I'm talking to a wall right now, so could be worse. Hopefully getting some upgrades in before the NRL season starts so we can make the streams look even better and maybe somewhat competent for once. That could be the possibility there. Sounds good. Thank you, Logan. It's Yeah, because the old mic I did have, and this is random rambling that no one needs to hear, but it was the blue snowball mic, and it's a decent microphone. But the problem is though, if someone at the front of your street decides to starts to hoon and like rev wheelies on their motorbike, you're goddamn right it's going to pick it up. Like that's the dynamic essentially. But yeah, it's definitely a lot better. It's it's like for those who are wondering, it's like a studio. Like it's it's the mics with the gurney. Every podcast with or person who has an inflated bit of self-importance has one. I think it was like $200 from JB Hi-Fi. And even the ring light that I showed earlier was just like $15 from Kmart, so I'll probably have to get a new one. That one lasted me like several years, to be fair. Got about a 5-year-old laptop. It's a HP laptop. Use it for university. I'm using Streamlabs for all of this. I think we just got a notification out. I just completely and utterly missed it. Logan with the subscribing. Thank you very much. I'm just going to replay that there so I can actually take notice. Thank you very much. Just right at the end. Even got the alert boxes that, Nathan Ross going over there. Missed that type of play. He was so good of a play. A genuine cult hero at the Knights. For those who are wondering, that's the club I support. But yeah, it's been a very, very good season. I'm hoping for a very good season. In terms of other matches, I will not be doing the match tomorrow, which is the Raiders-Warriors. I was going to do it, but I'm going to go watch the Newcastle Jets play. They play at the same time, roughly. They're going to take on Melbourne Victory. That should be an interesting match. Could turn into a vlog if anybody is interested in the A-League. I know it's a bit of a meme league, but I do love it. Should be able to do all the games next week for the preseason challenge and most of the ones for week 3. The only caveat would probably be the Sunday games I can't do because I'm going to Sydney to go watch Billie Eilish in concert. Judge me all you want for music. I quite like Billie Eilish. But yeah, it's so definitely picking up on the streams because generally the last stream I did was game 1 of State of Origin last year, which I ended like halfway because Suoliti got Simbin sent off. And I was like, oh, the Warriors, the Queensland are just going to run away with it. So, yeah. Yeah, just all that type of aspects and stuff. It's pretty cool. Just trying to think of anything. Other caveats that to be possibility of talking about. What else is there? Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. One thing definitely that is, in terms of improving these streams, because I've been doing them for a bit, is you need to get rid of dead air. You can't just... I have been guilty of just sitting there and just nothing happening, but you have to try to eliminate as much dead air as humanly possible. I know this halftime thing has really just turned into an impromptu how to stream, but there you go. You're getting advice that no one asked for, but you're getting it nonetheless. As we're going into the second bit of adverts, which means following the adverts, we'll be getting ready for the second half of this match between the Sharks and the Warriors. So, in terms of the bonus points, the Sharks and Warriors need 4 more tries to get that bonus point. The Warriors need 6 line breaks, while the Sharks need 7 to get that bonus point. No, sorry, both teams need 4 more line breaks to get that bonus point. The Sharks need 7 offloads, while the Warriors need 6 to get those bonus points. And obviously, you're looking for the win. You're definitely looking for the win here, but by the way it's looking, no one's hitting that maximum as of so far in the first half. But hopefully Watine Zalesniak is okay, but obviously that is going to be the major talking point coming out of this match of, oh Christ, please don't let him be injured, especially if you are a Warriors fan. Because you just gotta hope. Definitely gotta hope. Because especially for the Warriors, because I think Watine Zalesniak is just such a really good player. You got James Fitzgerald as well, so on paper the Warriors should have a pretty decent team. Whether they make the 8, I'm not 100% sure. It's going to be really tight this year. Because you know how you've got like that gap between 7 and like 12, where it's like separated by like 3 or something points. I think that's going to extend even into like either the bottom 4, or even up into like the host of the elimination final spots. And also, I know they're up at the top, but if you want to join my Supercoach and Fantasy Leagues, those are the codes right there. So you can just enter them and join, just see if you're better than me. And let's be honest, you will be, because I'm quite terrible at that. But, actually, that actually could be a pretty... I'm actually going to put up another poll here. This is regarding the talking point of Thomas Hazelton. Where will Hazelton go? Hopefully the mic isn't just being rattled. So will he go to stay at Sharks? We only need 3, actually. Stay at Sharks, Dolphins, Knights, or other club. There we go. That could be an interesting poll to have for the rest of the second half in terms of discussion points. There you go. Where will Thomas Hazelton. We're talking about Josh Hazelwood, the Australian fast bowler. But yeah, obviously Thomas Hazelton being in talks with the Dolphins most recently, and the Newcastle Knights are potentially coming in at the end of his contract. But what will happen? Will he stay at the Sharks? Will the Dolphins and or Knights pick him up? Or will another team coming out of nowhere? Who could be a team that could probably pick him up? I don't know. Bulldogs. But anyways, it could be anybody actually. So if you are interested in that poll, you can vote throughout that. That should probably stay there for the rest of the match. Unless it does get quite annoying to try to comment and say we can have that changed if you so want. In terms of going to the Knights, I feel like it could be a decent as a Knights fan, it could be a decent replacement for Leo Thompson, because the Newcastle Knights, unfortunately, at this point in time, are a team that can showcase talent but cannot hold on to them. Dominic Young's a pretty good example. And in my honest opinion, I feel like Kai Pearce-Paul is going to be another situation where he's probably going to go as well at the end of his contract, because his contract finishes this season. And there is a team in red, white and blue that wants another Englishman from Newcastle. And here we go. Both teams are now back on the field as we're now ready for the second half. The Warriors will be kicking off. They're running screen right. The Sharks get first possession. We are underway for the second half, as the Sharks then pick up the ball as Hamlin Uwene takes the first hit up of the second half, and will get brought down on the 20 for the first tackle. Now the Sharks are trying to feel themselves up to see who can garner momentum early and get the first points of the second half. You'd feel that even at this point, you just go for the 2 potentially, just to get the points on the board. But now the Sharks now trying to push up. It's our third tackle, as that is Talakai, who gets some decent post-contact meters up to halfway. That's well done. It's almost like 15 meters he's just gotten there. Fourth tackle now for the Sharks as Hazelton picks it up. The aforementioned player now in the pole, and he gets another big post-contact meters now. 30 meters away from the try line. Last tackle for the Sharks. It's fed off to Atkinson. It's a high boot. It's going to be some chases. Nicole Clockstead eventually getting it there and brought down inside the 10, but it is a high shot and he stayed down. It's pressure behind the neck. It is a penalty to the Warriors. We had another person voting, 2 people going in favour of Hazelton going to Newcastle. Be nice. We'd like to see it happening. But yeah, he's gone onto the ground there. He's spun himself around trying to get up. Yep, pressure around the neck. Penalty to the Warriors. Warriors will pick the ball up on the 30 from the penalty. And they'll start as that is number 4 of Adam Pompey, who takes the first hit up and gets brought down on the Warriors 40 for the first tackle for the Warriors in this second half. James Fisher-Harris now getting a carry. He's been, I guess, relatively quiet so far this match, but I mean, you don't want him injured. Another hit up here for the Warriors. It's Aaron Clark now. 40 metres. Is he held? Yep. He was held. 40 metres away from the try line now. Third tackle. And the Warriors are getting some passes through as Metcalf gets brought down on the Sharks 30 now. Fourth tackle now for the Warriors. They're spreading it out to the right and the ball is bounced forward and it's another mistake by the Warriors. The Sharks will pick up possession here on their own 30, I believe, as we're now 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. There's a pass to Barnett, and unfortunately just couldn't hang on to it, the young player. It's incomplete fairness. It is a bit of a wonky pass there by Barnett. A spiral it wasn't, unless you're talking about the about the long way. So here we go. The Sharks get their scrum feed. 22 for 25. That is an interesting stat. The Sharks are 22 out of 25 of completed sets. The Sharks, the Warriors are 13 from 23. It's not great. Now the Sharks getting their second tackles are inside of their own 40. A little bit on the right centre of the field as they're going to spread it now to the left. Hazelton takes the hit up, and he will cross past the Sharks 40, but he will be just held up just there. Third tackle now. 3.5 minutes now gone in this second half. Oh, Kafusi with a breakthrough line. He enters the Warriors half now. 45 metres away from the try line now. And it's the fourth tackle for the Sharks. They'll spread it to the left. Hamlin Uele tries to run up the guts, and he gets some decent post-contact meters now, 30 away from the try line. Last tackle now for the Sharks. Hazelton will fire it off to the left, right, and it's a high kick on the 10. It's taken by Kosi, but he'll be dragged back inside of the 10 for the first tackle for the New Zealand Warriors. Go Sharks. Amos, yeah. It's been a pretty close game. Obviously, with the team name, you'd expect it to be a bit more in favour of the Warriors, but it's been quite even. Both teams making mistakes as the Warriors have spread it all the way to the other side, but they've only gained 5 metres from it. Third tackle, they're inside of the 20 still. And now the Warriors trying to break through net on the 20-metre line now for the fourth tackle. This has been a really good defensive set here by Cronulla. Now Barnett needs that post-contact meters, but he'll only gets an offload. They need that. Nicole Clockstead will get the ball. Can he get another offload? They do! It's another offload. There's 2 offloads in one set, and it's big meters there. It's the number 22 there of Tane Tuapiki who gets the ball on halfway for the last tackle. Who scored the first try? Amos. It was the Sharks. It was Thomas Hazelton who got the first try 2 minutes in, and Chance Nicole Clockstead scored the equaliser for the Warriors about 20 minutes in. So 20 minutes out now, the Sharks have the ball for the first tackle. The Sharks being a bit slow to get back into their field. We've gotten 4 votes now on this poll. Let's have a look. Interestingly, 2 have remained for the Knights. 1 is said to stay at Cronulla, and 1 has gone for other. So if anyone has said other, which club do you think it is, whoever voted, if you want to out yourself like that? But Billy Burns now with the ball. Inside of the 40 for the fourth tackle. So we're now 5.5 gone in the second half. Hazelton spars it to Talakai. Big space in the left, right-hand side. Here's a run. Katoa tries to kick it centrally. The Sharks player says it needs the bounce. Oh, no! Oh, my God. A massive miscommunication between 2 Sharks players has forced the ball forward, and it's going to be a 20-metre restart, a 7-tackle set. How the hell have they blown that? Clip it! That is ridiculous. First, the Warriors had a blown try with Tamari Martin batted it back when they really shouldn't, and now 2 Sharks players have run for the same ball on the grubber and have taken themselves both out and forced a 20-metre restart. That is ridiculous. Now, James Fisher-Harris has lost the ball here. Is it lost into the Sharks? No, it's not. It's a second tackle there for the Warriors, but surely they had to come off the Sharks there. But wow, what a... Sorry about the probably the volume there, but now Sharks players come off the field. Katoa looks a little bit in strain there. I think he's clutching his shoulder here. Not looking good there. 40 metres out now for the Warriors, trying to capitalise on that absolute just stupidity there from Cronulla. Pompey now gets brought down 30 metres away from the try line. Last tackle now for the Warriors. Spreading it now to the middle is Metcalf with a high bomb off to the right-hand side. There's going to be a lot of people coming in for it. That is a fantastic take there by the Sharks. So whistle gone there. Stone Street. Stone's just been pretty solid in terms of his the blowing down of kicks, but with that, I wish I could show the footage. Yep, Wateens Lesniak now back on the bench, but he's in the Warriors polo, not in a jersey. Oh, big muscly tackle there by the Warriors, keeping the Sharks inside of the 30 for the third tackle. $40 minutes away now. Not really much happening in this set for the Sharks, as that is the number 3 of Hiroti. Just shy of halfway now. Last tackle for the Sharks, just shy of halfway. It's taken inside of the 10 by the Warriors. Camera's being a little bit TikTok edity. So we just need to be a little bit careful, I guess. So that is probably another thing if you're realizing, yep, the camera is a bit shit because there's no ring light to make it somewhat smooth. So anyways, the Warriors now, number 3 of Lower Tower, who's now on halfway now for the third tackle. I mean, surely be the Warriors just to deserve to get the first try after that blind one from Cronulla. Warriors now breaking into their half as Aaron Clark. 45 minutes away from the try line for the fourth tackle. Barnett spreading it out to the left. This is good movement here by the Warriors. And they brought down 35 away from the try line here. Last tackle, 9.5 gone in this second half. It's a high boot. There could be a lot of chases for this. And it's the number 3 of Hiroti who's taken it on the 10-metre line for the first tackle for the Sharks. And the Warriors are putting the defensive effort here, trying to keep the Sharks at bay. We've had another vote now in terms of the 6 votes. There's another one who said another club. One's gone said the Dolphins. So it's pretty evenly spread. I might actually end it here because I think it's a pretty decent reflection about it's pretty done even on what people think the future of Hazelton will be, as the Sharks now only just inside their 30 for the fourth tackle, as that's Billy Burns now getting onto the 40-metre line now for the last tackle of the set. They've gone down the short left-hand side for Peru. And Peru, it's taken by the Warriors now inside of their 20 as Nicole Clockstead gets to the 30. He's trying to find a space. He's found a big gap, but he just gets smothered inside of the 40 now for the first tackle for the Warriors. And there's the number 18 there for the Warriors of Edward Kosey. He's had a lot of the ball, Kosey, to be fair. And now Fisher Harris takes the Warriors past halfway now for the third tackle. Trying to get a quick play of the ball here as the number 26 here for the Warriors, Samuel Healy. Now 30 metres out from the try line, fourth tackle. As they got Metcalf now, they're spreading it out. Is that Nicole Clockstead? Don't think it is. But last tackle, 20 metres out from the try line here. The Warriors, probably with their first proper chance so far this half. Gives it off to Metcalf, who kicks it off to the left-hand side. There's plenty of Warriors players to bat it back. Oh, and I think the Sharks have lost that. Yep, there we go. The Sharks have lost the ball. Warriors will have a scrum 10 metres out. And now this is, I think it's the number 18 here for the Sharks who's lost it. It is Chris Viola. So a scrum 10... Well. Okay. Why is there a captain's challenge in pre-season? I mean, they probably have the right call. They're trying to see if it was a knock-on. Let's have a look. Did Chris Viola knock it on? The Sharks have challenged this to say that it wasn't knocked on. Oh, really? It was... So the challenge is successful. It's not a... Wait, what? It's... Okay, so, yep. So, interestingly, it is... The challenge was correct. It wasn't a knock-on by the Sharks. It was a penalty for an escort. So, the Warriors get a penalty, but the Sharks won the challenge. Might as well just not bother. So, the Warriors still have a set... 10 metres away from the try line. Barnett was brought down there. Warriors now to the right. That's the number 8 of James Fisher Harris, trying to get his first points as a Warrior. Warriors now trying to spread it out to the right on their second. Layman trying to find some space, but the Warriors just putting pressure in the centre. Barnett trying to get over, gets held up 5 metres away from the try line now. Fourth tackle. The Warriors will pass it to the right. Metcalf trying to get a fast ball. That's charged down by the Sharks. But anyways, the Sharks are going. There's a massive sprint down the line. Bounces off Pompey, gets immediately launched. And that's a lost ball by the Sharks. They're playing on here. I felt like there had to be a knockdown there. But now all of a sudden, the Warriors have got a massive breakaway. And now the zero tackle 20 metres away from the try line. But generally, I thought there should have been like a knock-on all the way back from the potential intercept there. But anyways, Number 7, Metcalf gets brought down 15 metres away from the try line for the first tackle. On the right-hand side, they're going to go central here. Fisher-Harris getting the passes, but no one wants to run. Barnett gets the ball, and he'll run inside of the 10. 5 metres away from the try line for the second tackle now for the Warriors. Going to spread it now to the right. Oh, Fisher-Harris was right there. You could have offloaded it to him. Third tackle now for the Warriors. They're going to spread it again to the right-hand side. Metcalf barreling it out to the wing. 1 step, 2 steps in. He's run past 3 of them, and it's the number 22 for the New Zealand Warriors. Tane Tuapiki, who has come on to replace Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, and the New Zealand Warriors have taken their first lead in this match. 10-6 with a kick to come, and the ball's placed down the middle, so it should be 12-6. There we go. Tane Tuapiki getting his first try of the match. And been a pretty solid effort here ever since coming on to replace Watene-Zelezniak. But wow, what an absolute interesting play there. Okay, another vote's gone to stay at Sharks. I thought I actually ended the poll, but I'm just going to end it now just for the sake of... It's probably jarring the bit of the chat, but there you go. At least you've got that up pretty evenly, to say the very least. But Tane Tuapiki, decent try there as the Warriors take the lead. With 26.5 remaining in the match. 6 games for the Warriors in 2024 with 1 try. Average run meters 138. That's a good boy. Now you got Luke Metcalf here getting ready to set up the kick. It's pretty much right in front, so it's one of those, if Andrew Voss says if he misses this, he's going to streak nude in the old rugby league comment video games before the live series, because that's how old I am. But here we go, Luke Metcalf. 10 kicks tonight, 286 kicking metres. He's 140-20, and he's 1 from the spot. This to make it 2 from 2, and to give the Warriors a 6-point lead. Should be right in front. Oh, it's not right in front, but it's still somewhat right in front, so he should be able to do this somewhat with his eyes closed. You've done it before, just twat it. There you go, 12-6 to the Warriors, with 26 minutes remaining in this matchup. So just going to have a look quickly at some of the stats here, if there's been any more updates. 3 line breaks for the Warriors compared to the Sharks 2, so they need 2 more, the Warriors, to get a bonus point for the line breaks. In terms of the offloads, the Warriors now have 6 offloads and need 4 more to get another bonus point. So they need to get a couple more tries there if they want to get the possible maximum for winning this matchup. So Sione Katoa, there's a little bit of issue of his shoulder when he came off, but they've just said that he is fine. Just a little bit of a niggle, and he says if they do need to bring him back on the field, he's able to. So there you go. But still no word about Watene-Zelezniak. One of the 2 double-barreled names in the Warriors side. Well, it's actually 3, because you got Oromia Tavea, the number 25. So third tackle now for the Warriors. Now they're on the 30. It's James Fisher-Harris getting tackled. Run up the guts here straight away. I believe it's the number 27 of Dylan Walker, I think it is, who just took the hit up. Warriors being stuck up the guts. Fisher-Harris getting in the ball. The Warriors are starting to spread it a little bit down the left-hand side. Couldn't get any more offloads off. This will be the last tackle, just shy of halfway. And the Warriors will spread it to the middle as Metcalf with the kick, and it's going to put pressure on Kennedy. It's not Kennedy. Tarotti is now serving as fullback, so that's almost a shepherd there. But I don't know the shepherding well. I think it's like the one thing I consistently don't understand about the NRL is the shepherding thing. But Tarotti gets brought down inside of the 30 for the first tackle. Now Eli Clark for the Sharks gets brought down inside of the 40 for the second tackle. Big one-upmans at the moment. The number 18 there of Chris Viola brought down just shy of the 40 for the third tackle. So we're now less than 25 minutes remaining in the second half, sorry. The number 15 there of Howard Tapua, just shy of halfway for the fourth tackle. The Sharks still doing their one-upmans, so doing it quite well. Getting a bit of meters, they're now 40 meters away from the try line now. Last tackle for the Sharks, they'll spread it to the number 6 of Atkinson. Kicks it high, and it's picked up inside of the 10 by the Warriors. And the Warriors will keep going and get brought down inside of the 20. It's now the Warriors making a bunch of changes as James Fisher-Harris and Mitch Barnett come off. I think it's the first time Fisher Harris has come off the field, so he might be done for the rest of the match. Very solid hit out, 55 minutes. Not a bad effort nonetheless. Do you think he should have gotten maybe a little bit more of the ball? Could have been seen, probably could have gotten also a try earlier. But there we go, Barnett's also off the field as well. Warriors still going. It's the number 26 here of Samuel Healy. Gets brought down on their own 40 now for the fourth tackle. Is going just onto the short right-hand side. That non-obstruction there, pretty interesting. Last tackle here for the Warriors, on their halfway. And there's the boot. Putting it onto the left-hand side for the Sharks. And it's picked up there by Hiroti. And Hiroti gets brought down inside of the 30 for the first tackle for the Cronulla Sharks. Sharks now going to spread it now into the middle as they wait for their forward pack to come back into play. Onto the 35, it's the number 20 there was Michael Gabriel, who gets brought down now. That's the number 25 who's taken the hit up there of Christian Dixon. Onto the 40 there for the Sharks on the third tackle. Still doing this silly one-upment of where they just get the ball and just take the hit up. They're not really expanding in. They're really trying to work on that core of the Warriors to try to see if they can spread it out here, which is what they're trying to do right now. Almost a breakthrough there, but I think Hiroti gets wrapped up 35 away from the try line now. On the far right-hand side, last tackle. It's another high kick directed to the right, so this should be taken by Nicole Clockstead. He takes it inside of the 10, and he will try to break out into the 20. He'll get wrapped up inside of it for the first tackle of this Warriors set, as we're now up. His shoes come loose. Or he's just pausing for aura purposes. As there is a Warriors player on the deck. It looks like it's the number 22 of Tane Tuapiki, who was the try scorer who put them in front. Is the player who replaced Watins Lesniak when he came off the field for a potential forearm or elbow or wrist injury. That bit of the arm. Now into the second tackle. They're inside of the 30 of the Warriors. And it looks like there's a mistake of the play of the ball. It's the third time they've been done for it this match as Nicole Clockstead comes off the field. He was also a try scorer here for the Warriors. So there's Andrew Webster. I'm assuming probably you're going to bring in like a bit more of the younger players for the Warriors here just to see if they can possibly close out the match. He's bringing in the number 30 of Motu Pasakala to replace Nicole Clockstead. Nicole Clockstead, very decent shift to say the very least. But scrum feed now for the Cronulla Sharks. I believe they're 25 metres away from the try line. 21 and a half minutes remaining, and it's a chance to try to level the game. They've spread it out to the right-hand side, but get met up by Pompey. But the tackle happened second on the 20-metre line. First tackle on the far right-hand side. They'll spread it into the middle here and take a forward hit right up the guts, but the whistle, and it's an incorrect play the ball by Cronulla. So it's a bit contagious at the moment, and the Warriors will change and get the ball. So there you go. It's happened 3 times already to the Warriors, and now it's happened to the number 18 of Chris Viala for the Sharks. So the Warriors will now get possession, and their first tackle will take them inside of the 30 for the first. And they got Bunty. Oh, he's so good inside of the 40 now for the second tackle for the Wars. As they're now doing a bit of one-upment here, but they're spreading it now. It's a good bit of momentum here. They just need to get a couple of more offloads going. So errors 12 for the Warriors and only 5 for Cronulla, but just going to show how sloppy this match has been, especially in the errors count for the Warriors. That's the number 23 of Dayon Amatuani, who gets past halfway for the Warriors, now 45 metres away from the try line. The Warriors are moving at full speed there. So that's the number 14 of Dimitri Vamalga. 30 metres out now for the last tackle. The Warriors spreading it out to the right-hand side, but Metcalf just couldn't get the ball away, and he gets wrapped up on the 20. It'll be a changeover now for the Cronulla Sharks. But there's the first hit up there for the Sharks. Sorry if I've just absolutely blasted the mic then. Now Hiroti with the ball as he gets held down on the 40 in the Sharks half for the second tackle, as we've now entered the final 20 minutes of the first half. As more Warriors players look to be coming onto the field. As it looks like Jet Cleary looks like he's about to make an appearance. Third tackle now for the Sharks as they're on halfway. They're going to spring it out to the left-hand side. They'll get to the Sharks 40. And the Sharks with an error there, so it's another one. Yep, there you go, Jet Cleary. It does actually look like a really young Nathan Cleary, but I don't know if it is the brother of Nathan because his chin hasn't perused the screen and knocked me out yet. So at least we know where the chins went in the family. But here we go. Jet Cleary set to come out for the Warriors. Obviously, his father, former coach Ivan Cleary, the former coach of the New Zealand Warriors, took them to the 2011 Grand Final, where they unfortunately would come up short against the Manly Sea Eagles. Oh, big barnstorming run there, and it's a penalty for Cronulla, and I believe it's offside. So there we go. Jet Cleary comes onto the field. He does look like Nathan a lot, doesn't he? He looks like Nathan when he was playing in the juniors for Penrith, in those old pictures with Luai and that. But here we go. Now the number 14 here for the Warriors for Malga. Crosses past the 30, 25 metres away from the try line now for the Wars. Can Cleary set himself up in his first bit of play here for the Warriors? 20 metres away from the try line now. Second tackle for the Warriors as that is Bunty Afoa getting brought down. The Warriors will now spread it to the left. But it's a bit of a faint pass there as they're going to get held up here. Now they're getting it off to the left now once more, and it's a forward pass. So it looks like Dylan Walker's pass to Jet Cleary was a bit too forward, but there you go. Oh, was it? No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Jet Cleary's forward pass. But here we go, 17 minutes, 20 remaining in this matchup as the Sharks get the ball on the 15. It's the number 25 here of Christian Dixon, who gets past the 20 on the far left-hand side of the field for the first. But yeah, the Warriors here to hold up into their defence. There hasn't really been that much happening so far in the first 23 minutes of this second half, but could all pick up in the next couple of minutes. Big offload there for the Sharks. So the number 21 of Brad Fernley, who gets brought down just shy of the 40 for the third tackle. But yeah, the Sharks aren't really doing much with their ball at the moment. Now off to the left-hand side here for the Sharks, the number 21. It's Fernley again. Breaks past halfway and he'll be 45 metres away from the try line for the last tackle. It'll be given off to Atkinson, who will boot it high to the right-hand side of the field. Oh, it's been batted backwards, but it did fall backwards, and it's going to be picked up by the number 20 of the Warriors in Luke Hanson on the 10-metre line. And it went backwards. No knock on. Good spatial awareness there by the Warriors. Honestly, Luke Hanson looks a lot like Mitch Barnett, I've just also realised. All white people look the same. Third tackle now for the Warriors. They've only made it past their 20 just about. So this is definitely a breather set for them after the Sharks have been a bit mental in the last couple of minutes. There's Jet Cleary there getting brought down 45 on the 45. So this will be the last tackle kick. And taken by Fernley on the 20-metre line for the Sharks and to get brought down on the 30. And the first tackle for the Sharks has been now 15 and a half minutes away from the end of the opening match of the preseason challenge, where the Warriors lead 12 points to 10 after a chance to call Clockstead and Tane to a picky try cancelled out the Thomas Hazelton opener within the first couple of minutes. Now the Sharks are just about shy of halfway now for the third tackle, and they've started to line themselves up a little bit. I reckon they're going to go to their right-hand side here after this tackle, where they go up the guts for the fourth. 45 minutes away from the try line. They'll go to the right now. They're starting to spread. Oh, an absolute monster of a hit is forced to knock on. And there's a bit of handbags right now, but what a monster of a hit. That is good, clean, legal hit. But he gets a bit of have that into you, mate. The number 23 there for the Warriors of Dan Amatuano. Oh, have that. That's the number 18 of Chris Viola. He's kind of copped it the last couple of minutes when he's been on the field. little bit of pushing and shoving there. It's the number 24 there for the Sharks. Eli Clark throwing it at the number 17 of Sio Kelly. Yeah, pretty decent hit there by the number 23. Like, whoa. Scrum feed now for the Warriors, now on their own 35. As we now are entering the final 14 minutes of this match. And now trying to go up the guts, just shy of halfway now for the first tackle for the Warriors. They're going to spread it now to the short right-hand side. And the number 22 there for the Warriors, Tane Tuaviki, getting fed there, but no ball popping out. Oh, the ball's popped out again here. It's Iramia Tuava has been hit right in the sweet spot. Not as big as a hit, but it's the same type of area, and it's popped the ball flying. So it's a 0 tackle now on the Sharks 40. Sharks down number 21. Fernley just shy of halfway for the first tackle. The Sharks will now spread it into the middle as it's the number 25 of Christian Dixon, who just gets past halfway for the second tackle. So we've now got about 13 minutes remaining now in this matchup. Sharks now 40 metres away from the try line now after crossing into the Wars half on the third. Sharks are going to try to play out to the right. It's number 19 there as Pickering. Kyle Pickering, who gets brought down to the back, and now the Sharks trying to go up the guts here. It's number 16 of Lachlan Crouch, 30 metres away from the try line now. Centre of the field, which side will they go for the last tackle? They'll go to the left, as Atkinson's there for a little chip and chase up in the air. But it's a great take there by the Warriors inside of the 10 now as we enter 12 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this evening match. And the Warriors have lost the ball. And it's a scrum feed for the Sharks 10 metres out. And unfortunately, Pasakala, believing to be the person who has lost it in that transition. So now a huge chance for the Sharks to equalise. And the ball's just popped out then. So here we go. 12 minutes remaining. A full set of 6 for Cronulla. 10 metres out from the scrum. This is the chance to equalise and go into the final 10 minutes with the momentum to potentially try and get the win. And here we go. The Sharks go to the left-hand side. They pass it all the way out to the winger, but the Warriors are closing in. No fault of their own, but the Sharks just about a metre short of the line on the far left-hand side now. Now the Sharks are going to spread it all the way out to the middle. They've always gone back 20 metres with those back passing, as that is the number 1 of Fernley. Now on the 10 for the second tackle. More so centrally now, as the Sharks now go to the right-hand side, trying to get a flat ball across. Gets held up now 5 metres away from the try line, just on the right-hand side. They'll go to the left. Trying to get a flat ball to the forwards, but it's not really working. 5 metres again, but this time on the left-hand side of the field now. Fourth tackle for the Sharks. They'll go to the short side again. It's a grubber kick. Is there anyone going to get there? And it's batted back by the Warriors. It is Motu Pesacala who has, and it's going to be a goal line dropout for the Warriors. But there was another Warriors player down on the field. It's Eddie Iramia Tueva, who's probably got caught up in the fray there. Looks potentially got in between 2 Sharks players there, so might be in a little bit spot for wear, but here we go. Goal line drop it here by the Warriors. Here's the question. Do they go short or do they go long? They go short onto the left-hand side. Who's going to get it? I think that's touched the Sharks player and gone out. Oh, it's been touched by the Warriors and gone out. So it's going to be 15 metres out, play the ball. So another full set coming for the Sharks in very close proximity. But I mean, it was a nice attempt there by the Warriors to try to get the ball now. We are now entering the final 10 minutes of the match. 15 metres out, full set of 6 for the Sharks. They go to the left-hand side to try to break through and get another try. They haven't scored since the 3rd minute with Thomas Hazelton going over. Now on the left-hand side, 10 metres out, they'll spread it to the right. More centrally, it's the number 26 of Felix Fartilli. 5 metres out now, second tackle. The Sharks will go to the left. There's a massive gap that's opened up, and the Sharks have finally gone through. It's the number 22 of Taj Ford, and it's now 10-6 with a kick to come with 9.5 remaining in this match. Hang on, they're having a video ref. They're going to the bunker to have a look at it. I don't know what they're looking for. Could it be a potential obstruction, maybe? Offside? Okay, we got it. Could be an obstruction here by the Sharks that could rob Taj Ford of a try. We're going to have a look here. So here we go. Taj Ford. Was there an obstruction in the play? We haven't even gone to the video referee yet, or the bunker. Let's have a look at it, so we don't know. Here we go. Let's have a review. It's a cut-in pass. It would have been Talakai for an obstruction. Oh, he's been held back, and it does open. There we go. Yep, there is contact on Hoipa Peru. Okay, so there was one incident on the side down of the field, but they said it wouldn't have impacted the play. But however, there was a second. Unfortunately, there was a second obstruction, so it's going to be given no try. So the Warriors will have a penalty. And they're already talking about the bunker being under pressure, which means it's going to be a long season for them. And who's the referee associates? The bloke that comes in every week on NRL.com, he talks about, oh, this is the decision that we made. That bloke. Not Buzz Rothfield, but it's so yeah, unfortunately that was an obstruction. So yep, so first tackle from the penalty on the 30-metre line now for the Warriors, as we now got 9 minutes remaining in this match. But yeah, I reckon any points here for the Warriors will be good. Go for a field goal. Honestly, just get the ball back. Bunty Afoa gets the hit up there, and he gets brought down just inside of the halfway area. Bradley Hamlin-Awele is going off at the sideline, official talking about it before he comes onto the field. Warriors still getting the ball down. Fourth tackle now, 45 minutes over the try line for the Warriors. 8 minutes 45 remaining. And a run from the back fence here from this Warriors forward. Gets brought down 35 metres away from the try line now. Last tackle. They're going to give it to Jet Cleary, who boots it to the left-hand side of the field near the 20. And it's a knock. That's a knock on by the Sharks there. But they've given a penalty for an interference. So the penalty here for the Sharks. 8 minutes 20 remaining. So it's a chance, if you can just absolutely lever it here, the Sharks, they could get into potential try-scoring opportunity. That was a really bad kick. They just kicked it about 2 metres forward. So here's the number 19 now for the Sharks. It is Kyle Pickering. He gets brought down inside of the 40 for the first tackle, as we're now ticking under 8 minutes remaining in the opening match of the pre-season challenge. So Sharks now just trying to get past halfway for the second. They now cross over it for the third now. 45 metres away from the try line for the third tackle. They're going to spread it now more so into the middle. It's now 40 away. I reckon they'll go to the left side here. They won't. They'll go to the right. Straight from hooker. Up the guts. Almost a breakthrough run there for Pickering. But he's 20 metres away from the try line now on the right-hand side. Last tackle. Feint going to left. High kick to the right. There's people going for it. It's battered backwards by the Sharks, but it's picked up by the Warriors. The Warriors have survived yet again, but it's definitely the Sharks with momentum at the moment. This is where you need a big defensive set here by Cronulla, and this is the second tackle. They're still inside of the 10. Now the number 23 there for the Warriors, Amatuani. Inside of the 25. Still inside of the 20, actually. Fourth tackle again. Warriors only just getting past the 20. It's a very good defensive set here by the Sharks. Warriors need a 40-20 to probably get themselves out of this mess. It's the number 27 here with a run, Dylan Walker. Only getting as far as the Warriors 30 now. Last tackle. Here's Cleary. With the kick, it go up and off to the side. It's caught by the Warriors. Can they get an offload off? No, they will not. And the Sharks will get a changeover now on their 40-metre line. With 6.5 minutes now remaining, but the time is ticking. Bit of a shank kick there, but it was from the pressure coming in from the Sharks player for Jet Cleary, but yeah. So here we go. The Sharks' first tackle has brought them already inside of the Warriors' half. And it's a set restart again for a inside the 10 metres penalty. So 35 metres out, first tackle. And Cronulla now going to be 30 metres away from the try line now for the second tackles. We're now less than 6 minutes remaining in this match. Now trying to go up the guts here. I believe it's the number 25 for Cronulla, Christian Dixon, who is now 20 metres away from the try line. They're going to go to the left-hand side here. They're trying to find a gap, but it's been pretty impenetrable here. The Warriors' defence now 15 away now. Fourth tackle. The Sharks go down the short left-hand side. They're trying to step and find a gap. The Sharks are knocking on the door here. Last tackle about a metre away from the try line. The hooker has batted back. He's gone for the grubber. It's fallen absolutely perfectly to the number 14 of the Hepapuru. And now it seems like the Sharks have gone over and equalised with 5 minutes remaining. And the kick will be right in front. So we're going to be 12 all with about 4 minutes remaining. The pressure there by Jaden Beryl, who's been forced to run back about 10 metres, has gone for the grubber, and I believe it was a Sharks play in the way, but I think the ball's gone perfectly in between his legs, and he hasn't impacted it, and then it just landed perfectly in the hands of Hepaperu to make it 10-12. Oh, no. No, there's a problem here. Taj Ford's run forward, and the ball has clipped him, and he was offside. So that's going to be another try taken off him. There could be a possibility this try could be taken off him here, because Taj Ford does make contact with the ball, but is he offside? No. I think he's actually onside here, so it actually is not in an offside position, so it should be a try to number 14 of the Hepapuru, and it will be 12-10. And enough time is burned away here, bearing in mind there is no extra time or golden point in this. If it's a draw, it is a draw, and each team gets 6 points. Try confirmed by the bunker. Did think it could possibly be taken off them there. There we go, Hepapuru takes it, and now the Sharks, with pretty much a chip shot to get the conversion here, with just under 4 minutes now remaining. Hiroti kicks it successfully. It is 12 all with just under 4 minutes remaining. And we could have a grandstand finish here. We could either have a draw, the Sharks winning, or the Warriors winning. Is the Wars winning? Yeah, up the Wars. It's now tied now, Georgia. So we're getting into squeaky bum time, unfortunately. So, okay, the question here. What do the Warriors do? Do they lever it or go short? I mean, you've got 4 minutes remaining, so you just boot it, wouldn't you? So here we go. 3 minutes, 56 seconds remaining on the clock. Warriors will have to kick off to the Sharks. And I reckon what they'll probably have to do, the Warriors, is boot far and try to force a mistake or just to keep them in an attacking position. Is that Jet Cleary? No, it's not Jet Cleary at all. But here we go. The Warriors now to kick off. And they have gone deep. Trying to put pressure down onto the sideline. It's picked up inside of the 10. So now the Sharks will get the first tackle inside of the 15. The Warriors cannot afford to give away a penalty or a set restart here. The number 26 here for the Sharks is Felix Fantilli for the second tackle. Now the Sharks are playing this set really quickly. Now third tackle now on the 30, as it's the number 27 of Samuel McCullough. Now the Sharks trying to spread it now into the middle. It's now the fourth tackle. They've played this set really quickly in about 30-40 seconds. So the fourth. Up the cuts here for the Sharks. And now just shy of halfway now. Last tackle for Cronulla. They'll probably get maybe one full set after this. And now the Warriors will return serve. And it's touched back by Pasacala, who gets it back into the try area, but he runs out with it and he gets brought down inside the 20 for the first tackle. We are now 3 minutes remaining in this matchup. Oh, and the ball has been popped up here, but it's gone backwards. Almost a very unfortunate chance there for Cronulla, potentially of a knock-on, but the Warriors, a little bit of luck on their side there, but the Sharks are showing off a stout defensive play here. Warriors only getting past to their 20. Now they're getting to the 30. Now it's a big run. They needed that. 2 minutes 30 now remaining now. Fourth tackle now for the Warriors. They're going to go for an early kick for a 40-20. Has it got enough legs? It won't get to the side though. So the Sharks will pick up the ball on their 20. And it'll be inside the 30 for the first tackle for Cronulla. 2 minutes 13 remaining. No golden point, no extra time. A draw will be awarded as a draw. But can somebody snag an extra 6 points from winning in the preseason challenge? The number 17 there, Blake Hosking, getting held back just past the 40 now. He gets back to the 35. A minute 52 remaining now. Third tackle for the Sharks. Trying to go up the guts here. It's the number 14 of Hepa Peru. Still not in the Warriors half now. Fourth tackle. They need a big run here. The Sharks now going to spread to the right, but the Warriors holding them up and keeping them inside their own half. A minute 30 remaining, so if the Sharks are lucky, they might be getting a couple of tackles at the end. But here we go, the kicker's down the side of the field. Oh my God! The Warriors player, Pasicala, has touched it, and it's gone out when he's tried to catch it. Is it a goal line dropout, or is it a 10... let's have a look. It's a goal line dropout. It almost went out in front of the post where it could have been a tap on the 10, which honestly, goal line dropout is probably the preferred thing. Honestly, if I'm the Warriors, just boot it. Just boot it. There's no point going short here, but they decide to do it anyways. Here we go, and it's out on the full, and it's a penalty. Hang on, no, it's not. It's a set of sixes, and it's not a penalty. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. They changed the rule. It's no longer a penalty. The Warriors lost. The Warriors tapped it out and went out. The goal line drop out, and then the Warriors have booted it out in the fourth. So it's a tap. So it's a set race. So it's a set for the Sharks here. 10 meters out now. 28 seconds. They're right in front. Do they go for it now for a field goal to take it? No, they won't. They'll take another hit up. 18 seconds left. They're 5 meters short. They're just off to the left. They're trying to find someone to take the field goal. They're not. They're going to the left-hand side for the pass. Oh, and the pole has gone out. What have you done? And it's going to be a draw. The Sharks have passed it out of the field. They should have gone for the field goal. And that is the end of the opening match of the preseason challenge. And it is a 12-all draw. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I did not expect this. A low-scoring game, but anyways, there we go, a 12-all draw. So, both teams will be getting 6 points from that result for the draw, because there's no golden point. So, let's have a quick look here and see what any bonus points have been activated. There's no bonus point for 5+ tries, because only 2 are scored for each team. Line breaks, we'll just have a quick refresh. So I do apologise if it does look a bit wonky. But yeah, the Sharks should have taken that chance there, but they've had a couple of chances like that. But team stats, let's have a look. They need 5 line breaks, nope, not enough. Any offloads? 7 offloads to 5, so there is no bonus points. So both teams will end up finishing on... They'll be finishing on 6 points each, no bonus points activated. So that's how it ends. A draw. It's almost like they should actually have the draw for the for that. But well, I can't believe at least they played good. I'm so proud of the boys and the Wilds. I'm proud of both teams, to be honest. It was a very good show for both players. I mean, in terms of highlights, Tane Tuapiki did quite well for the Warriors, coming on to replace Dallin Watine-Zalesniak. Hepa Peru did quite well off the bench. In terms of other players, yeah, everyone did kind of their piece. Sione Katoa got the ball a lot, but yeah, I guess that will do it. That's the end of the match, and we're coming now near to the end of the stream. So if you do want to join me, super coaches, these are the codes up here. What happened to Dallin? I think it was a bit within the first 15-20 minutes, he came up from a tackle and he was clutching his left arm. I don't know if it was his wrist or his forearm or elbow, but he came out of the field and out of the match. So, possibly injured. Don't know how severe it is, but you'd obviously want to hope that he'll be back for the start of the season, but it could be maybe after a couple of weeks, but we generally do not know. But there's a super coach codes if you want to join. This will be. I will not be doing the Raiders Panthers match tomorrow, but I will be doing every single preseason challenge match for next week, and most of them for week 3. So if you're interested in watching this, and for some reason like me or whatever, you can subscribe thank you all very much for watching. The opening stream of the preseason challenges has been fantastic. But yeah, it's been brilliant. Hopefully we can see some bonus points activated and some wins. But anyways, thank you all.